Dig this. Most people fall asleep in 7 minutes. Well, considering that this video right here is near 3 hours, if not 3 hours long, at the 7-minute mark, I expect all of you to be asleep, and for the next 2 hours and 53 minutes. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I guess you'll never know. Dig this. The giant squid has the largest eyes in the world. First of all, this fan is on too loud. It's rotating too fast, and I'm not even hot at the moment. But I don't think this is a fact. Do you know why? An ostrich, right? If you look at an ostrich, very small head in comparison to the rest of its body, and they say that its brain is bigger than its eye or smaller than its eye, one of them. I feel like if you had a giant ostrich, maybe an ostrich the size of a dinosaur, maybe it would have the biggest eyes ever. Is that what this fact is saying? The biggest eyes ever, right? The largest eyes in the world. I'm sure great whales, those massive whales, have pretty big eyes. They got pretty big brain, they got pretty big everything. Pause. But I'm just saying, they don't have the biggest eyes. You know who has the biggest eyes? Britney Spears. When she makes those TikToks and those Instagram videos, her eyes are like massive. She probably has the biggest eyes in the world. I'm gonna go turn this fan down, bro. That is so much better, so much more peaceful. I can even hear myself think and myself talk. Anyway, dig this. The characters Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street were named after Bert the cop and Ernie the taxi driver in Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. I guess that's a movie. I've never seen that movie. Probably came out in the 80s or 70s. If you've seen that movie by Frank Capra, It's a Wonderful Life, comment down below and tell us if it's better than Joker 2. Dig this. In many ads, the time displayed on a watch is 10 past 10. The time right now is 2:30 a.m. High key, it makes you wonder why 10 past 10. Have you noticed that when you're watching an ad on TV, maybe even a billboard ad that you see, just look at the watch on the person. Is the time 10 past 10? And if it is, I wonder. Dig this, I'm pretty sure all of you have heard this one before. Tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur, meaning that if you gave a tiger a buzz cut, it would still be striped, and you can tell it from a lion or a cheetah. Dig this one. This is pretty funny that I have the fact right here, and I mentioned it like 30 seconds ago. An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain. You know, like 30 seconds ago when I was confused which was bigger. The eye is bigger than its brain, meaning an ostrich, pound for pound, might be the dumbest creature on earth. Maybe next to chickens. Chickens are they're not smart. Turkeys are smarter than chickens. The distant cousins of chickens, turkeys, they're pretty smart, but chickens, they taste great, but they're not smart. Shout out to you vegans though, because if you're watching this, then chickens don't taste great. They are our best friends, but yeah, not very smart, low IQ animals. Maybe their brains are smaller than their eyes do, and their eyes would be pound for pound smaller than an ostrich's, which would make sense. Homer Simpson also has a small brain. I don't know if you guys have seen that very famous picture of Homer and the size of his brain in relation to the rest of his head. Not very smart guy. Dig this. A cat has 32 muscles in each ear. Have you ever been watching a cat? Let's say there was a cat right in front of me, and the cat wasn't looking at me, but it was looking at the wall. the front of me, so I can only see the back of the cat. And maybe I would say something like meow. The cat wouldn't break focus with the wall, but you would see one ear, probably the closest ear to me, move as if the cat is listening and acknowledging what I'm saying, but it doesn't react. 32 muscles. 32. Humans have 32 teeth in their mouths on average. Cats, 32 muscles in each ear. Crazy. Dig this. This was actually pretty fun. There are only 4 words in the English language which end in dus. Tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous. I think that's a very memorable fact that you could probably amaze your parents, your friends, your family with, maybe even your teachers at school. Tell them, yo, how many dus words do you know? Well, I know tremendous, hazardous, stupendous, and horrendous. Horrendous. Dig this one. This one's kind of crazy. When I read this, I almost didn't include it in the video because it just made me feel a ways. But dig this. Almonds, as in the almond nut, is part of the peach family. When I read this fact, it felt like my blood started to boil. For some reason, if any of you have watched that grade A under A video from 7-8 years ago, calm down Betty, you know, he made this one video about the science community and how they have such a weird naming system for everything. They have such a weird way of sorting out certain things. For example, a tomato is not a vegetable but a fruit. And I don't know if this is true, but an almond, the nut, is part of the peach family. I don't know, so can someone in the comments confirm if this is true or not? Because I have to know. I'm not going to do it now because it's going to ruin my whole feng shui, my whole mood, if it's confirmed to be true. But let me just calm down. Almonds are part of the nut family. Cashews, pistachios, monkey, Brazil, almond. That's probably it. There's probably multiple other nuts. Peanuts. The peach family. Get out of here. Get out of here, dude. Dig this. Dreamt, the past tense of to dream, is the only English word that ends in the letters M-D. Dreamt. Only Eminem could rhyme a word with dreamt. Because there's that one viral video of like, yo, like, nothing rhymes with orange. Here comes Eminem talking about, no, orange rhymes with 100 words and phrases. Trust Eminem to find a word that rhymes with dreamt and make a whole song with dreamt as the one rhyming word and dreamt the title of the song. Dig this. A shark is the only known fish that cannot blink with both eyes. Now, I learned this fact when I was in year 7, I was 12 years old. And I started to think, if I was ever submerged in a body of water and there were sharks in the body of water, how I would survive is, obviously, if I was with someone, I'd try to outswim them, because if there's a shark, all I need to do is outswim you. I don't need to swim faster than the shark, because if I outswim you, I survive. Say goodbye to you though. That's tough. That's the same for lions, cheetahs, all kinds of stuff. Just outrun the person. But if you're alone and it comes to sharks, what you have to do is stay on one side of the shark like these. And when it blinks with this eye, what you have to do is go to the other side like these. and you have to play this game with the shark. You have to watch its blinking patterns though, and just you will pretty much be invisible to the shark. The shark will never see you, but it might smell you. Now that's why you should always carry around one of these. This is not sponsored, but just always smell nice, because if you smell bad, then sharks really can smell you. Dig this. The average person's left hand does 56% of the typing when using the proper position on the hands on the keyboard. Hunting and pecking doesn't count. I'm guessing hunting has all the letters on the right side, just like pecking, but on average 56%. That's tough, because sometimes when I play tennis I look at this hand and I'm like, wow, I like my left hand, but it feels so useless, it feels so powerless, right? But when I type letters, when I type the descriptions for these YouTube videos, 56%. That's a lot of weight that this hand is pulling. I appreciate you, lefty. Dig this. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. That's true. You can rob someone, you can steal it, you can dig this. Rubber bands last longer when refrigerated. I wish I made this video like a month ago, because I bought a whole pack of like 150 rubber bands for my tennis rackets to act as dampeners, and they're pretty good. But if I had known this fact as soon as I got the pack, straight to the fridge, mate. Put it on a nice frost, -3 degrees, that's a freezer. 1 degree, 2 degrees, nice frost. Leave it in there for a couple days, maybe even 3 days, maybe even a trio of days. Bring it out, sturdy. I guess what ends up happening to the elasticity under cold temperatures, brittle temperatures, is exactly that. The rubber band becomes more brittle. Now I don't know, they say last longer, so does that mean it doesn't break? But one of the points of a rubber band is the elasticity. It needs to be elastic, so if it's more so brittle than elastic, wouldn't that mean it breaks more? So maybe the fridge makes it more elastic. I doubt that. It just seems like the cold will do the exact opposite. Dig this. Like fingerprints, everyone's tongue print is different. Wow. It's so crazy. So I was having this conversation with someone the other day of how, as human beings, we are literally just like 10%, 20% difference. So two people came together and they made us, or they made you. Let's just say two people came together, your parents came together and made you, and you are a reflection genetically. You are 100% of both your parents, meaning there's like 50% here and 50% here, but then their parents are exactly the same thing. So let's just say, if you were to look back in your lineage for the last 1,000 years, you would have pretty much, not the exact same DNA, but you'd have DNA from someone that existed 1,000 years ago, multiple generations ago. And that's exactly how every single human on the planet right now is. We're only slight iterations different from the previous generation. And it's a mind, like, it's crazy to just think about that. I'm a reflection of my father's whole lineage and my mother's whole lineage. Obviously one person can't be 100% someone else, because that's like a clone. It's not an actual offspring. But literally you can have your mom's eyes, your dad's mouth, your mom's ears, but your dad's earlobes, your mom's neck, but your dad's shoulders. But every single person, including everyone that existed 1,000 years ago, not one person has the same two thumbprints, not even by accident, and now the same tongue prints. How is that even possible, bro? Like, I try to deep it all the time, so I've spoken to you about how we are literally just iterations of someone that existed before us. But in terms of these, I'm looking at my thumbprint right now and I'm like, yo, not one person in humanity, I don't know how many people have existed ever, has this same print as me. And if you look at yours, it's exactly the same story. How? That's like, I can't even comprehend that. Dig this. Cat urine glows under a black light. For all those that don't know what a black light is, it's pretty much what forensic teams use to identify blood. You know when there's a blood spill and you try to clean it up, and wow, it looks cleaned up to the naked eye, but then you add, I think it's called luminos. I'm thinking about the Harry Potter spell, luminos, right? It's like an agent, a chemical agent. You put it everywhere and then you shine the black light on it. You would see all the remnants of the blood that can't be removed, right? Cat pee, cat urine would glow under that light. I'm guessing some of the chemicals in blood are also in cat urine, and I wonder what those chemicals are. Shout out to cats. Cats are not better than dogs, but cats are pretty cool. I like them both. Let's not start a war about in the comments, guys. Dig this. Some lipsticks contain fish scales. That's not lipstick, it's chapstick. So that wouldn't have worked. But for all you women out there, actually for most men too, if you've ever kissed your girl with lipstick on, then you might have kissed a fish unknowingly. Unless you do know, in which case that's cool, because I've kissed fishes before. Like, my mom would make fish, like whole fish. She wouldn't just cut them up, she'd make a whole fish, and before I'd eat it, I'd give her a kiss to say thank you for being my dinner tonight. But unknowingly, you might have kissed fish by kissing your girl on the lips while she was wearing lipstick. Dig this. And I don't know if I should even say this because everyone is trying to sleep right now and I need people to sleep, you know. In the course of an average lifetime while sleeping, you might eat around 70 associated insects and 10 spiders or more. The other day, I went out for my daily walk, came back home with a meal deal, Tesco meal deal, £3.60, very good. This is not sponsored. I was eating my meal deal, I put on something nice to watch. I was literally sitting right here, TV is right here. I will never forget it. When I say the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life, and I say seen quite loosely because I barely saw it, all I saw was its silhouette, ran across the floor. I think I hit it with my tennis racket, and I thought I got it. I was like, yes, because I can't lose that spider in my room, it's too big. I will never be able to sleep again. I cannot lose this spider in my room. Guess what? Just like everything, when you try to squish a spider on the wall, I tried to squish this spider under my tennis racket, lifted it up, still alive, ran under my bed, fried, finished. I couldn't believe it. I literally fell to my knees and let out a no. And I'm not joking, like literally from the cartoons, bro. Because, yeah, long story short, like the spider did reveal itself days later, and I took care of it. Okay, but yeah, that was traumatic. Spiders are just so interesting because they're so creepy. I think they are literally designed to creep out humans because there's nothing redeeming about a spider. There's no reason for you to have 8 legs and crawl in the way that you do, and move in the way that you do, and have as many eyes as you do, and reproduce like you do, and create this web like you do in the locations that you do. Like everything about spider. There's not one redeeming quality about spiders, bro. Let me know if you have any, but to me there's not a single one, bro. Dig this. If you sneeze too hard, you might fracture a rib. I believe that this is 100% true, even though it wasn't my rib and it was actually my back. I blew my nose literally today and I felt a pop in my back. I'm definitely getting old, and I've probably experienced this before, but yo, I thought that it was one of those injuries that you get, you know, like them ones when you sleep wrong, you go to the shower, you turn your neck wrong, and all of a sudden you've sprained a muscle in your neck, and for the next week you're fried. I thought I had that in my back, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't move for like a minute. And you know the ones like when you drop your phone and you look at it, it's like, oh man, I hope it's not cracked. You look at it, it's like, oh thank god it's not cracked. You don't move. You move it a little bit, no pain. You move it a little bit, no pain. Thank god my back is not broken. Dig this. It is physically impossible for pigs to look up into the sky. That's remarkable. I wonder if pigs, because of this, have developed a sense for things above this level. Because clearly I can't look at this if I'm a pig. I can't see this. I can't actually just do these. So I wonder if nature has caused them to sense what is above their heads. Because let's say I wanted to like rob pigs, they'd be eating at the trough and I'd just hover in on my jetpack, and I'd just be like these, and they can't see me, but maybe they can sense me, maybe they can hear the jetpack. To be fair, it's pretty loud. Dig this. Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people. Well, obviously, a giraffe is massive. A giraffe is literally like a skyscraper, an antenna. 30 times more likely, though. I wonder how they came to that calculation. Maybe to every one person that gets struck by lightning, which doesn't happen very often, 30 giraffes get struck. That's probably a very simple way to figure it out. Maybe they determined that giraffes are just very conductive of electricity 30 more times than humans. It could be a multitude of reasonings, conclusions, deductions of how they got to this conclusion. But I wonder. I guess keep reading. There are only 5 well-documented fatal lightning strikes on giraffes between 1996 and 2010. But due to the population of the species being only 140,000 during this time. Okay, yeah, so they basically gave me the maths. This is 30 times the equivalent rate of humans, yeah. Well, shout out to giraffes. I saw a video the other day of giraffes fighting. You know how they fight? With their necks, with their heads, but they try to hit each other's necks, and their necks are so muscular and powerful. It's like, how else would a giraffe fight, right? A giraffe can't really fight with its legs. The only thing it could do is like hit you with its head. God's pretty funny. They say that every animal has fight in them, but some animals are just like, you think about how capable they are of defending themselves and you're just like, that can't be true. For example, a pig can't even do this, and giraffes, they can't use their I mean, who would try to fight a giraffe, right, other than another giraffe? But if an animal were to fight a giraffe is completely, imagine you can only use your head to fight. That would be insane. Dig this. The largest piece of fossilized dinosaur poop discovered is over 30 centimeters long and over 2 liters in volume. Poop. Fossilized, as in this poop didn't biodegrade, this poop just survived for millions of years. What kind of shit was this? What kind of poo was this? What kind of dinosaur was this? Oh, apparently it was a Tyrannosaurus Rex's turd. Helping scientists better understand what they ate. It didn't even tell me what they ate. 30 centimeters, that's longer than a ruler. The average size ruler, longer than that. 2 liters in volume. Think about, like, I ain't got no bottles around me, but think about a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. That's a pretty inhumane shit. That's shite. That's where I think shite came from. That's shite. Dig this one. Identical twins don't have the same fingerprint. Everything I just said about fingerprints before, acknowledge it. But also deep this. That means, so I have an iPhone 8 Plus sitting right here. That means even your identical twin couldn't get into your iPhone 8 Plus or your Samsung 21, Galaxy 21, S21, or your whatever phone that uses fingerprint ID. Even your twin brother, your twin sister couldn't get into the phone. That is insane to me. Unless they know your password, but I'm talking about with your thumbprint, they couldn't get into it. No one on earth could do it. If you watch FBI shows, you would never see one fingerprint matching 2 people, talk less of multiple people. It'll always come back to one person in the entire earth. That is insane to me, bro. Dig this. Your brain is constantly eating itself. This process is called phagocrosis, where cells envelop and consume smaller cells or molecules to remove them from the system. Don't worry, it's not harmful, it actually helps preserve your grey matter. Did you guys know that in the movie The Dark Knight, in the scene when the Joker crashes the party, Alfred or Michael Caine actually had lines. He actually had lines written for him in the script. But this was also the very first time he had seen Heath Ledger in full Joker makeup and costume, and he was indeed terrified. And so he forgot all of his lines, but Christopher Nolan decided to keep it in there because it just worked so well. Hello, how are you doing there? My name is Charlie. Now you may have heard of my brother in certain documentaries and certain movies. He goes by the name of Jason. And being Halloweeny, being in the spirit of Halloween, I thought that before we go out hunting, if you guys didn't know, it's literally Halloween right now, and Jason's been calling me from downstairs for the last 20 minutes, telling us to hurry up and go hunting. This season I think we're hunting good. But anyway, I learned some new facts literally today, quite literally right now in fact, and I thought I would share them with you guys before I go outside and some people feel my wrath. As usual though, all I ask for you, well, I've never made an ASMR video before. My name is Charlie. But as usual, all I ask for you to do is smash the like button. Let's get this video to 7,000 likes. 7,000. If we hit 7,000, let's go for 8,000. And of course, with these long form fact videos, I need you guys to watch the full thing. So let's say you can only watch 20 minutes of it. The next night, start from 20 minutes and get to maybe 40 minutes, and then start from 40 minutes and get to the whole thing, like get to the hour. You got to, because unlike the short form facts videos, I don't order these facts, which means the best facts and the funniest facts, the most entertaining facts might just be at 37 minutes, but I don't know. It might be at 45 minutes. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a while, but I'm back. Happy Halloween. Take this. One species of jellyfish, the Pteropus dorn, just gonna have to accept that for what it is. It might be on the screen, it might not. That species of jellyfish is immortal. In response to physical damage or any other trauma, they can revert back in their development process to a polyp. Whatever that is, I guess that means baby jellyfish. I can't lie, my brother Jason, he shares quite a similar ability. I don't. However, if I was ever physically injured, I'm done for. I only have one life, and I'm not immortal. Like I said, my name is, what did I say? My name was Charlie, something like this. But yo, like, I'm Jason. Jason happens to be immortal. I don't know if you guys have seen his documentaries. They like to call them movies. I don't think there was anything movie about them. I think they were documentaries, biographies about his life. And yeah, every time he died, he did not. Like, every time they thought they had him, they did not. That's my brother. But yeah, man, in relation to this jellyfish, that is pretty cool. I think what I would do if I was a scientist, instead of working on BBLs and stuff, I guess that's surgeons, but instead of using my science for evil, what I would do is, first of all, I would cure lactose intolerance. Secondly, I would cure hay fever. And third, I would look into this jellyfish and I would see if I could make myself immortal. Judging off just the most basic sci-fi movies, that would indeed go horribly, horribly wrong. Take this one. Snails have been known to sleep up to 3 years if the weather isn't moist enough to meet their needs. So let's consider this, right? There are 24 hours in a day, and us humans, we sleep for, on average, 8 hours a day, which is exactly a third, which is where they get that stat. You're asleep for a third of your life. If you didn't know, that's where they got it from. But you're telling me, like, okay, so off rip, right? I love being awake because I feel alive, you know. But I also love sleep. But that's irrelevant. A snail, right? What is the purpose of a snail? Because as humans, we question the meaning of life all the time, right? But the purpose of a snail, what is the purpose of a snail? Because if you're telling me that 3 years, like an entire me at university, a whole course, 3 years, you're still asleep, right? And you're I guess what you're waiting for, moistness. You're waiting for water, not to drink, just to be around and to be indulging in. You know, I don't like people who waste my time. And snails, they seem to have too much time on their hands. If I had all the money in the world and I can sleep for as long as I want, I would only sleep for 4 hours. Do you know why? Because the rest of the 20 hours in my day, I'd be doing anything and everything with my money. Snails have the freedom of the world. They don't pay taxes, they don't have jobs, they don't have families. But you choose to spend your whole life sleeping. I don't know how long you guys live, but yo, do something better. Snails, take this one. Honeybees flap their wings 230 times per second. I'm going to read that again, because honeybees flap their wings 230 times every second. Okay. So I know honeybees are not that big. They are around this size, which is pretty big for a bug. Maybe not bugs, just insects, but whatever. I also understand the concept of a metabolism. The faster the metabolism, the faster you can move. But for the life of me, in what world, like what on earth does 230 reps of anything per second look like? Honeybees are quite literally the definition of too fast. Honeybees would give Sonic the Hedgehog a run for his cash, a run for his money, and Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest thing alive, so that is pretty impressive from honeybees. I wonder if you can capture that in slow motion and see every single flap. 230 frames per second. Nice. I don't know if there's cameras like that. You tell me in the chat. You tell me if there are cameras like that. I highly doubt it. They must cost millions of dollars. But yeah, honeybees save the bees. F wasps. I don't want to swear, but F wasps save the bees. The bees are the knees of society. Without bees, we can't stand up. We can't pollinate our stuff. We can't make honey. We can't do nothing without bees. So protect the bees. If you see a bee, say wagwan. Dig this. At birth, a panda cub is smaller than a mouse and only weighs 4 ounces. First of all, we're not even talking about a fetus or an embryo. We're talking about fresh out the womb, fresh out the panda pussy. Off rip, do you know what 4 ounces looks like? Damn, my boxing gloves are put away and it will take long for me to bring them out, but I can literally see them to my left, and each glove, I believe, weighs 8 ounces. And those gloves are pretty light. I can literally hold it like this and throw it as far as I can. A baby panda. Pandas are bears, you know that. And bears are massive. And so are pandas. Pandas grown up are massive. You know, this gets me thinking, right? Every single time, now follow me on this because I think this is really interesting. But every single time since I was a kid, every single time I would watch a nature documentary, and I would see giraffes, hippos, cows, buffalo, wildebeest, like really, really big animals, massive, absolutely massive mooses. Is that the plural for moose? Mooses sounds like it should be mice or meese. Anytime I would see a really, really big animal, right? But then I'd also see what they eat. I'd be like, in what world are you 500 pounds? In what world do you weigh a ton? How on earth did you germinate and grow to this level? Cows weigh tons. The biggest cows, the bulls, or the biggest female cows, they weigh tons. Maybe not tons, but a ton at least. These motherfuckers only eat grass. How, in what world is that possible? Gorillas are another one. Gorillas literally eat, not bamboo. That is our friend pandas, right? Or maybe that's, no, it is, or maybe it's not. Gorillas eat, they're damn near vegetarians. The only time they eat other gorillas is when they're pissed and they're trying to make a point or something like that. But yeah, man, genetics are crazy. Like, you don't eat that many calories. You know me, if I had to bulk, if I wanted to put on muscle mass and size, or just get big in general, do you know how much food I would have to eat? Ain't no way I'm getting to the size of a gorilla eating grass, celery, broccoli. It's not possible. But for these animals, anything is possible. Take this one. Horses and cows. Speaking of cows, horses and cows can sleep standing up, but they can only dream when they are laying down. Yo, I feel like I've either heard this before or I've read this for you guys before in one of my other facts videos, but that is absolutely adorable. first of all, how someone could know that, how someone could figure that out is unbelievable. Obviously, sleeping while standing up is quite normal, right? I think we've all slept while standing up, you know. It's something we learn around age 13 or 14, around 8th, 9th grade, year 8, year 9, if you're in the UK. I don't know about Australian, but yeah, we learn it because it's good practice for when we become adults and we have to sleep standing up in queues, lining up to vote, and so yeah, like I was saying, that part I can understand. I sleep standing up all the time, right? And so is my brother Jason. He's never laid down in his life. The only time Jason has laid down has been involuntarily when he's been knocked back, right? Knocked down on the ground. He doesn't lay down. He's not that kind of guy. He's always on his feet, 10 toes. But in what world do you come to the conclusion that these animals can only dream if they are laying down? How do you come to that conclusion? Like in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask him when he wakes up if he dreamt, and he's gonna like, what is this, a cow? He's gonna moo, or horse, he's gonna neigh, and in my head I'm like, oh, that means no, right? But then when he was laying down, and I ask him when he wakes up, did you dream? And he says moo, or he says neigh, I'll be like, yeah. So science, take this one. I've definitely heard this before. I'm not sure I've told you guys yet. Maybe I have, but I doubt it. Koala fingerprints are almost indistinguishable from humans, so much so that they can taint crime scenes. Now, off rip, we're going to talk about the first part of this fact really soon, trust me. But the latter, the second part of the fact, for someone to say this, for this fact to be a fact, for someone to have written that, there was a crime scene one day, and let's say the cameras, they caught every single person in that room, right? And so everyone in that room could be accounted for, right? But what ended up happening was, and this is speculative, this is all speculation, I don't know, but I guarantee you I'm right. What happened was they found an unknown presence in the room, and they were like, damn, whose fingerprints are these? Everyone in this room is accounted for. Who is this? Like 50 years later, they found out that koala fingerprints are exactly the same as ours, and they figured it out. But anyway, did you guys know that all our fingerprints are different? Now obviously, duh, you guys knew that, but one question is, are koala prints all different too? And the second question is, did you guys know that even your twin brother has a different fingerprint to you? Me and Jason are not twins, but of course, so we have different fingerprints. But let's say Mary Kate and Ashley, salute to them, childhood memories, they were great. What was the show? Was it not Mary Kate and Ashley? Anyway, whatever. They're twins, right? Twin sisters. If Mary Kate or Ashley decided to get an iPhone 8 Plus, right? Mary Kate or Ashley, respectively, would not be able to get into Mary Kate or Ashley's respectively's phone at all, even though they are twins. Guys, they are quite literally the exact same egg. Fertilization happens, right? The sperm goes into the egg, and then the egg literally splits into two. How you somehow get two different fingerprints is absolutely amazing. I have no idea how that's possible, but the fact that it is, it just shows that the world is incredible. Nature is incredible. Science, it's not really science, it's nature. It's nature's the universe is just incredible. Dig this one. Think your stomach growls. Well, yes, my stomach does growl. It growls a lot. In all of these ASMR videos, sometimes the sound cuts out and you think it's my mic. No, stomach. Anyway, let's start again. Think your stomach growls. Ghost crabs literally growl using teeth in their stomachs. Now, the first question is like a 800-pound elephant in the room. Why are they called ghost crabs? Someone let me know in the comment section while I'm editing this video, because I'm not going to do it right now, but while I'm editing this video, I have a strong feeling. My spidey senses are tingling and they're telling me that I'm going to search up ghost crab. I don't know what I'm going to find, but hopefully when I find it, it is exactly what I'm looking for, and I will understand why they're called ghost crabs. Second of all, the second large question in the room, like an elephant, why does something have teeth? Teeth in its stomach. Why, God? Why, nature? Why? Your teeth are supposed to literally, I learned this when I was a kid, since a kid, literally, your teeth are supposed to break down the food here first, so it can get down your gullet, and then your esophagus gullet, and into your stomach, to be broken down even more by acid. But why would a creature have the teeth in its stomach? That makes, imagine we had acid in our mouths, right? And every time we'd eat, it just dissolved. And then we swallow a bunch of acid, and then the teeth in the stomach would just like chew some nothing. Now, hey, I won't lie to you, right? The fact that we have literal acid in our bodies is crazy. So if this crab was looking at me talking about it, it'll probably get pissed and say like, what's so special about you? You have acid in your stomach. I just have teeth in mine. So to that I say, touche, Mr. Ghost Crab. Dig this one. This one is absolutely amazing. Off rip, I don't know if I've said this previously, but these facts, right, they are weird, but they are true. So I'm banking on every single one of these to be true. So I'm not gonna assume that they're fake. I'm just gonna be amazed if they get crazy. And this one is pretty amazing. Listen to this, or dig this. Sperm whales in the Caribbean have different accents to other whales in the ocean. Let me repeat that for you. Sperm whales in the Caribbean have different accents than other whales in the ocean. Yo, what is this? Anthropologists or marine biologists, or just sea whatever they are, right? They must have the most amazing jobs, because clearly going into the field you must love animals. To study them and to want to do it for the rest of your life is a powerful thing, and you must love animals. But to do stuff like this, you're listening to not even an accent, a way of saying certain things. Let's say the whale goes, okay, I'm not going to do it because it's going to be pretty loud, right? But let's say the whale does something, says something. First of all, off rip, you don't know what the hell the whale just said, but I guess that doesn't matter. But then you go to the Caribbean and you see their sperm whales, and you're like, hey man, let's listen to this. And then you hear something and you're like, okay, cool, sperm whale, regular. But then when you go back to the lab and you play Caribbean sperm whale, and then you play, I don't know, Pacific Coast Ocean sperm whale, you're like, oh my gosh, they sound different. That must mean that the Jamaican or Caribbean sperm whale has a Caribbean or Jamaican accent. What a conclusion to draw. But that's also fucking amazing. Dig this one in the theme of Halloween. Dig this one. Glow in the dark sharks are a real thing. The swell shark, which dwells 1700 feet beneath the ocean surface, illuminates a fluorescent glow. Granted, it's only visible to other swell sharks. So how okay. Granted, it's only visible to other swell sharks, but scientists have figured out a way to detect the glow using filters. Okay, fine, because I was about to say, are you a swell shark, my guy? If not, then how on earth would you have known that? Okay, they use filters. Great, fantastic. Let me tell you guys a story. I was watching or listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, and there's this guy. His name was Peter Appiah, I believe. He's not a scientist, but he is some sort of something to do with the human body and dieting and whatever. Great podcast. If you haven't watched the podcast already, go watch that. But he basically, when he was younger, in his youth, he used to be a swimmer. And when I say a swimmer, I mean like one of those really freak swimmers that would swim miles, hundreds of miles in something called a swim race. So, but he's not really racing anyone, he's just doing it by himself. It would take hours, like 8, 9, 10, 12 hours to complete a swim race. But there was one time he was swimming in the ocean. Now let me paint the picture for you, right? It's when you start to swim, it's really early in the morning, so of course it's dark, right? He said that the fluorescent, so basically all you can see is the stars, and when you look down into the water, all you can see is the fluorescent glow of the plankton and the miniature, the microorganisms in the water. And it's so cool because you don't know the difference between the stars and them, because you can't really tell where the water stops and starts. So it's like a giant cylinder of stars, but you're in water. When he said that, that was pretty magical. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Wait, that wasn't scary. Yeah, the scary part of that was during another swim, he saw a dolphin on its side, which looked like a shark, and he thought he was gonna get eaten, but he did not. And if he did, he wouldn't be on the podcast. So yeah, it was definitely a dolphin on its side, because if it was a shark, this next section is called Weird But True Facts. Bro, is that not what this whole thing was about? Weird facts about animals. Okay, say less. That makes sense. They were literally all animal facts. Okay, let's move on to weird but true facts. Fact number 1, dig this. The stage before frostbite is known as frost nip. Stipple, 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 nipple. Frost nip. You know, I sometimes contemplate being so cold that my nipples fall off my body. So I guess that this fact is probably true, because if I contemplate it, then it must be true. Because if I contemplate it, then other people must contemplate it. Take this. People who suffer from boanthropy believe they are a cow and will try to live out their lives as cows. Boanthropy. Listen, I was about to crack a joke there, but some of you watching this video, maybe even just one of you, might be suffering from boanthropy. And if you are, then I'm not going to mock you. If you think you're a cow, then moo, first of all. Wait, yes, that's what cows make, moo sounds, right? Moo. Second of all, why are you like this? You're not a cow, you're a human, but you see, you have a condition. What I would like to do is I would like to refer you to someone that I know that can help you. He has his own practice. You've probably heard of him. His name's Roscoe, and he might be able to help you. But my guy, you're not a cow. You're not. But that's cool, because you can still watch this video and like this video. Yes. But you're not a cow though, but moo. Dig this one. Every continent except Antarctica has at least one McDonald's. Stop right there. I think that I've uncovered something about this fact, and we're gonna dig into it together. This fact literally just said, dig this, this fact literally just said, every continent except Antarctica has, now get this, at least one McDonald's. What does that sound like to you? Because it sounds like to me. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I was going to say? I was going to say that there must be one McDonald's in Antarctica. But there isn't. But there is. I'll tell you that for a fact. Me and Jason went there the other day. As you know, Jason is immortal. I am not. But I do have certain powers. I share certain abilities like teleportation with Jason. Have you ever realized that Jason only ever walks? And all of his victims, they run, and they're in fear, fight or flight, so they're literally, quite literally running at top speed. They possibly couldn't go any faster. If it was Usain Bolt running from Jason, he'd break the world record over and over, right? But for some strange reason, it might be strange to you, but it's not to me. For some reason, Jason always catches up to people. Even though he's walking, Jason uses 2 abilities for that. The number 1 ability, of course, is teleportation, but the number 2 ability that people don't really speak about when they speak about my brother Jason is the fact that he has the ability, and I have this ability. We share this ability. Comes from my mother's side. We have the ability to make the ground beneath you cave in, which is why a lot of victims, when they run, they fall. Have you noticed that? Why on earth are you falling, my bro? You have to get away. Okay, let's say you trip, adrenaline, you trip on a branch. Why is it all of you though? Why is it everyone? Why can't someone just run 100 meters very, very fast and get away? They cannot. So yeah, man, me and Jason went to the McDonald's in Antarctica literally yesterday. So tonight is Halloween. You guys wouldn't know that though, because this video might come out whenever. But tonight's Halloween, and yesterday, the 30th, me and Jason were right there. It was cold as hell, but actually it was cold as Antarctica. But yeah, that this fact is not true. Take this one. A duel between 3 people is called a drool. Now that is a good fact. I think that's true. That's a good fact. You know what Zack said in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? All is fair in love and war. Whenever there's a love triangle, you know, funnily enough, they're called love triangles, right? But so I guess people say they're caught in a love triangle, but one party doesn't. So what I'm saying is, it's not really a triangle because every party is not necessarily connected. So you might have one party connected to 2 parties, but those 2 parties are not connected unless, let's say, I like 2 people, and this person over here that I like also likes me, and this person over here also likes this person and me. That's the definition of a true love triangle. Other than that, it's not really a love triangle. It's just one person like me liking 2 people, and it's not a triangle. That's a V. That's a V or an upside down V, whichever way you decide to look at it, or a greater than or less than sign. It's not a triangle. 3 makes a triangle. Take this. This is really shocking to me. But baked beans aren't baked. They're stewed. Now see me, I don't like being lied to. And for years I've been thinking that baked beans are baked. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it's because they're literally called baked beans. And now to find out that they're not even baked, it's then again, I kind of understand it, because if I was walking in a supermarket and I was walking past an aisle and I saw stewed beans, I am running away. That sounds horrible. Stewed beans, what the like, I'm running away. But baked, yeah, give me that baked beans. You know, baked beans, some people put baked beans in their pockets. Dig this, this is amazing. Dig this, sunsets on Mars are blue. Wow. The sun is not blue, but the sunset is blue. How on earth would that work? Let me think. What makes our sunsets pink, for example? Because the sun isn't pink, but some of our sunsets are beautiful and pink. I have no idea. Hey, but shout out Mars though. They make some really, really good chocolate bars. You know, the Mars bar, I think, is one of my favorites. The Milky Way, Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Yeah. Mars, you make some really good. Plus, we're trying to get to Mars, right? So we're trying to see you guys, you Martians. Did you guys know that the Martian Manhunter is literally just as strong as Superman? Okay, of course it depends on who's writing the character, but he's been depicted to be as strong as Superman on multiple occasions. There was this one time where Wonder Woman, Superman, and the Martian Manhunter, they literally pulled the Earth. Like all three of them, was it Wonder Woman's lasso? I don't know where they got this really long rope. It can't have been Wonder Woman's lasso, but they literally used it to pull the Earth. It's funny because Superman could literally do that by himself. He did not need help. But hey, dig this. If you start in Argentina, you could theoretically dig a hole to China. I don't think that would be very wise of you to do if you were in Argentina. Now you guys might be thinking that, oh well, like if you popped out in China, people might think that you're a wizard or something, and they might, you know. But that's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that the Earth's core is very, very hot, and if you can't survive heat like I can, then it's not a good idea. Maybe I won't do it. You know, funnily enough, speaking of witch, wizards and stuff like this, and the theme of Halloween, I guess, Halloweenies, I found out a fact literally this morning. Did you guys know that around the time of the bubonic plague, right, there were some women who discovered that hygiene and cleanliness kept rats at bay? Like, if you swept up after a rat, brooms were very efficient at this. But if you swept up after a rat and you cleaned your surfaces, and then of course you didn't come into contact with a rat, you wouldn't catch the Black Death, you wouldn't catch the plague. Did you guys know that people found these women and they were like, oh my god, you don't have the plague, so you must be a witch, let's burn them. I kid you not. People back in the day, way back in the day, were absolutely bozo-ish. Bozos. So instead of looking at these women and saying, yo, like, hey, yo, like, you have the cure. Obviously it wasn't a cure, but hey, you have some sort of solution, some sort of deterrent, some sort of preventative methods. Instead of saying, yo, share them with us, they said, oh my god, you don't have the plague, well, you're gonna die one way or another. Come here. Burn them. Like, this is Game of Thrones, bro. This is crazy. When I learned this, What are we talking about? Argentina? Yeah, don't dig a hole to China, bro. Just allow it. Just chill. Dig this. MySpace still gets more than 8 million visitors per month. The other day, I was watching The Social Network by David Fincher, starring Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield. Man, what? First of all, what a movie. The movie is fantastic. But damn, like, the story of Facebook is so interesting. But at the same time, no, not really, no it's not. But David Fincher and the person who basically wrote the movie and wrote the script and did all the information digging and found out these things about the defamation lawsuit and the depositions and whatnot. It's really an art form to turn something like the origin, the story of the creation of a social media platform, a social media website, a network, and turn it into a blockbuster movie. Wouldn't you say? David Fincher he's one of the greatest of all time, right, in terms of direction and directing. But yeah, that's insane. I can't get over it. But yeah, MySpace getting 8 million monthly views, that's pretty good. If MySpace, the owner of MySpace, can monetize that, that's not bad at all. I would have thought that MySpace didn't exist. I mean, who's advertising on MySpace? Who's communicating on MySpace? Why are 8 million people even on MySpace? There's so many questions. Unfortunately, we have no answers. Dig this. There are more Lego mini figures in existence, thanks stomach, than actual people on Earth. When I was in year 6, I found out that there was 7 billion people on Earth. It's been over a decade. I don't know how many people. I would assume it's close to 8, right? I would assume it's 8. No, I would assume it's 8. 10 years and not a billion people are born. That doesn't even make sense. How does 7 billion not multiply to at least 8 billion in a decade? That doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna say there's 8 billion people on this bitch. You're telling me that this company called Lego, they have made over this? No, this doesn't even make sense. I can't fathom my head around such numbers. They've made over 8 billion pieces or minifigures. How does that even? So okay, let's say Lego was established. Let's just give her a nice round number of, say, 50 years ago. In 50 years, how do you make so much, bro? What's 8 billion divided by 50? Even that number's ridiculous. So you're telling me your machines in your company are just making Legos? That's all they do. That's all they use their energy and resources and electricity for, just making these Legos. 8 billion, over 8 billion of them. Man, that's crazy, man. Electricity prices, gas prices, just in general, energy prices have gone up. I could use literally 1% of that energy to power my whole house forever. All that energy you use to make Legos. Shout out Lego though, like they're sick. Legoland was awesome. Dig this. This is pretty interesting. Spider webs were used as bandages in ancient times. Now, early in this video, I was getting onto the ancients, like the olden day people, and how they weren't that smart. But this is pretty ingenious. This is pretty smart. This is pretty innovative. Whoever made this is a trailblazer. Now, obviously, we don't do that no more. We actually have bandages and band-aids now. First of all, how would you even get a spider web? How would you collect enough spider's web to make a bandage? How? I guess, let's say you had a tomb and you left the tomb for 50 years, 100 years, and you went back to the tomb and then you unrolled it like Jesus, you unrolled it. Those kind of spider webs, they're gonna be really thick, and you know, you can really collect them. You can really like, they're like silk. You can really like grab them. And but other than that, I mean, I see spider webs in my room all the time, and I can't use them as a bandage. Let's say I get bitten by a spider. I can't use its web to help me. I gotta get a band-aid for that. So that's great, innovative. Like I said, trailblazer. But yeah, shout out to you guys, ancient niggas, like the ancestors of humanity. Dig this. Humans aren't the only animals that dream. Well, I knew this. I think in my previous video, guessing random things about you, I asked if dogs can dream, and you guys told me that they can, and I knew that they can dream. I've seen dogs dream. Apparently dogs dream in black and white, which is weird, because how would you know that a dog dreams in black and white? Can you speak a dog? Can you? I'm talking to the scientist that said that dogs dream in black and white, and I'm pretty sure that this guy won a Nobel Peace Prize or something, some sort of Nobel Prize for this discovery. But I ask again, can you speak dog, sir, ma'am, whatever you are, can you speak dog? I know the answer is no, because no one can speak dog except me. So I'm like, yo, how do you come to that conclusion? Did you see a dog dreaming and kicking and just, you know, dreaming and kicking and doing its thing, and then all of a sudden it wakes up, and then you ask it in dog, and then the dog tells you, yo, like, as in to say, like, yo, I was dreaming and that shit was in black and white, bruh. No, the answer is no. So, like, what? A lot of these scientists, they make all of these assumptions. Like, when they see a cat and they're like, oh, look, this cat right here, its back is arched right like this, and its tail is poking out at 35 degrees, which means the cat is hungry. And if it was 45 degrees and this hair was standing up in this direction and this leg was doing this, then that means the cat is scared. Who are you, bro? Like, some of these facts are just scientists, bro. I don't trust you niggas, bro. I don't trust you niggas, bro. Anyway, let's read this. Studies have indicated that rats dream about getting to food or running through mazes. What? Yo, studies have indicated that rats dream about getting to food and running through mazes. This is what they spend their time dreaming about, I guess, because in their life all they know is getting to food and running through mazes. Like, the average rat has been through like 10,000 mazes, and now they just dream about running through them like at speed. Most mammals go through REM sleep, the cycle in which dreams occur. So scientists think it's a good chance that they all dream. You know, they say dreams come from the brain, and some people say that dreams come from the soul, right? And they say that all animals have souls, right? So I guess it wouldn't be far-fetched if you believe in that kind of stuff, of course, that animals also dream. Do I think animals dream? Hell yeah. I've seen dogs like do some crazy shit. I know that shit's not in black and white though. I know it, bruh. Don't disrespect my niggas like that, man. Dogs are my niggas, bro. Don't disrespect them. Don't do it. Dig this. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this before. I think I've heard this before. Dig this. Movie trailers originally played after the movie. They trailed the feature film. They trailed it. Hence the name. The first trailer appeared in 1912 and was for a Broadway show, not a movie. A trailer after a movie. Let's think about that logically, right? Let's say I'm going to go watch The Winter Soldier. Let's say I'm going to go watch The Matrix, right? And I'm sat there and I'm waiting for my movie, and then at around 8, let's say the movie starts at 8, but then it sit there for 15 minutes, and then after the final ad, it plays the movie. And then I'm like, damn, Matrix, what a wonderful movie. Damn, Winter Soldier, oh, incredible movie, right? And then I see a trailer for like, I don't know, Planet of the Apes, or some really. I think there's a reason why they switched it from the end to the beginning. Beginning makes way more sense. I find myself, me personally, first of all, I don't watch trailers no more. Should I explain why I don't watch trailers? I will. Civil War 2016, I remember it. There was one scene in particular, and it's when Spider-Man caught Bucky's punch, and he's like, "You have a metal arm. That is awesome, dude."
You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude.
Everyone remembers that scene, right? I saw that particular scene weeks before I saw it in the theater. And when I saw it in the theater, when it happened in the theater, my reaction and everyone else's reaction wasn't what I thought it would be. It wasn't as electric as oh my god type stuff, right? And it just got me thinking, like, damn, what if that was the first time that I've ever seen that scene in the theater? Do you know what I mean? And it stopped me. I just made the decision, like, yo, I'm gonna stop watching movie trailers. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna hold out, and I'm just gonna wait for the movie to start, the movie to come out, and I'm just gonna watch it from there. Like, for instance, let's just say this, right? Let's say in the trailer of Infinity War, you saw people disappearing. Let's just say, obviously they're not gonna show that, but let's just say they did. When you actually saw it in the movie now, you're not gonna be as like, oh my, that moment in the movie theater when everyone started disappearing was surreal. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely like, what? It's silent. It was surreal. It was a surreal experience, right? But if you already seen that before, your reaction is not gonna be as genuine. It's not gonna be organic, and that could be annoying. Whoa, I digressed. Not really. This fact was about movie trailers, so yeah, there's that little tidbit. If you guys should probably experiment with that. I don't know what the next Marvel movie is. Let's say, for instance, Doctor Strange. I don't know, but whatever it is, try not to watch the trailer and just watch it in a theater for the first time. We'll do it together. Dig this. Mercedes invented a car controlled by a joystick. Okay, the joystick in the 1966 Mercedes F200 showcase car controlled speed and direction, replacing both the steering wheel and the pedals. What? The car could also sense which side the driver was sitting on, so someone could control it from the passenger seat. 1966. I mean, maybe, well, how? So you'd have like a literal joystick. Oh wait, hold on. Is the car connected to the joystick? Because if it is, hold on. Because if it is, then that's not as impressive. But I was going to say, like, if it was wireless, then that is pretty impressive. It's a shame back then they didn't have internet, am I right? Like, they went to space 3 years later. Hey, I'm always going to bring this up. Sorry if you guys are getting bored of it. I don't care. Listen, they did not go to space. The moon landing is fake, bruh. That is fake, man. That is fake. It's fake, bruh. They did this, and this is pretty good technology wise, right? And this was in 1966, so 3 years later, they went to the moon. And they've never been back there. They've gone to space, of course. Everyone goes to space. Richard Branson goes to space. Musk goes to space. Jeff Bezos, apparently, he goes to space often. That's pretty crazy. I guess it's his money, so he can do whatever he wants with it. But they've never been to the moon, ever. But they did, like, 3 years after they did this, though. Mercedes invented a car controlled by a joystick, and then 3 years later, they went to the moon. These men didn't have internet. They didn't have 3G, not 4. We're on 5 now. They didn't have 4. They didn't even have 3. I think they had 2. I don't think they had 2. I think they had G generation. I think they had 1G, bruh. Think about it. Talk and text, that's 2G, right? I don't think they could text. How you gonna send a text message? You can't even. hating on these, man. I don't need to hate on them. They're alright people there, they're cool. Chill. Just chill. Dig this. H&M actually stands for something. Well, no shit, mate. But let's keep reading. This is one of those interesting facts that you've probably never thought of before. That's true, I've never thought of it, but let's see if it's interesting. We'll be the judge of that, won't we? The clothing retail shop was originally called Hens, Swedish for hers, before acquiring the hunter and fishing equipment brand. Some brand, I might put the spelling on the screen, I might not. Eventually, Hens and Maritz was shortened to H&M. Okay. First of all, this is one of those interesting facts that's not interesting. I've never thought about it, so you're 50% right. But did you guys know, I'm gonna give you something even more interesting than that fact just now. You guys use FedEx in America, UK, wherever we are in the world. We're probably gonna use FedEx. We've probably seen a FedEx truck, right? Did you guys know that in the we'll put it right here. Let me put it right here. In the FedEx truck, actually we'll put it right here. In the FedEx truck logo, there's actually an arrow. Can you see it? Have you ever seen that before? I remember when I first learned about it, I was like, damn, I've been looking at this FedEx symbol for a long time and I've never seen this. It's just escaped me. Speaking of which, have you guys seen that video? I saw this video when I was younger, right? But it's always stuck with me. There's a video of, there's two teams. I think one team is in red and one team is in blue. And they're passing around balls, like I guess footballs or basketballs or whatever. They're passing around balls, right? And the objective of the video is to count how many times one team passes around the ball. And you know, it's really simple. Like, you do it and it's really simple. The answer's like 15. And then the commentator says, yo, like, the answer's 15. But did you see the dancing bear? Everyone's like, what dancing bear? Literally, they reversed the video. And as soon as they start passing the ball, all of a sudden comes out some dancing bear. I'm like, bro, what? There's no way this big ass bear starts breakdancing out of nowhere. And I did not see this because I was so focused on counting there's just no way. But it puts into perspective, I think the point of my biology teacher showing us that was, it puts into perspective that, yo, like, your eyes, your senses, let's say your nose, your eyes, your ears, they rely on your brain to make sense of everything. Your eyes literally saw the bear, like they observed the bear, but your brain didn't process it, which is why you missed it the first time. And it's kind of crazy. It's like, damn, that is interesting. So what was I saying? The FedEx thing. Yeah, I guess I've just never seen the arrow before up until like a few years ago. And if you guys have never seen it before, then now you have. Dig this. The CIA headquarters has its own Starbucks. But barristers don't write names on the cups. That's the fact. It's receipts. It's receipts. Say store number 1 instead of Starbucks. What? And its workers need an escort to leave their work posts. You know what? Why, instead of doing all this weird shit, right? Why don't you just build? I know the CIA get mad money from taxpayers and shit, right? The government just has mad bread for that. Why don't you just build a Starbucks right opposite the CIA headquarters and get one of your security guards in sunglasses to just walk, get everyone's order, write people's names on cups, because that's the whole point of Starbucks, right? You need that. In Starbucks, you need that. If you get a Starbucks cup and you don't have your name on it, I mean, the coffee don't taste the same, and it's pretty much a waste of the journey. It's a waste of the money, you know. I think your name being written on it, however it's spelled, it's probably not spelled correctly, but your name being written on it is worth the price of admission in the first place. So instead of writing store 1 and not doing all this bullshit, why didn't they just build a Starbucks and just be normal? Get everyone's orders like a normal business, bring them in, and give everyone their drinks and let them look at their names and admire and drink and sip. Dig this. Giraffe tongues can be 20 inches long. Oh my god. Their dark bluish black color is probably to prevent sunburn. I don't know why I needed that extra fact, but I guess it was a good fact. 20 inches. Boom. Let's look at this, right? I don't know, like, you guys are looking at this frame, right? And to scale, I don't know how long it is, but I guess, like, my hands up, fuck it. Anyway, let's just do this. I'm gonna do this underneath the table, and then I'm gonna present to you how long it really is, right? Because I don't want you to see this until you have to. Oh my god. Is this gonna fit on the screen? So, is this average? Okay, can be. So this is like, in terms of anomalies, this is like on the extreme end of the spectrum, but this is how long a giraffe's tongue could get up to. Now obviously let's compare this to like my chest, for instance. Let's just do that. Yo, a giraffe can literally lick my whole chest. Chill. Everyone just relax. Cool. Look, let's compare it to my face. Yeah, it can't even fit in the screen. Alright, look. So like, let's put my face up here, right? That's like at least 2.5 of my face. So if you're looking at my face right now, at least 2.5 of my face is what a giraffe's tongue can grow to. That there's some sort of beauty in it. There's some sort of respect that I gain from giraffes, that I gain for them, I should say. But there's also some sort of some freaks out here, bruh. Dig this. Oh my god, what the ancient Egyptians used dead mice to ease toothaches. What kind of foolishness? In ancient Egypt, people put a dead mouse in their mouth. If they had a toothache. Strange medicines. Mice were also used as wart remedies in Elizabethan England. Forget the wart remedies. You put a dead mouse in your mouth to ease a toothache. I've said this before, right? People back in the day, I'ma say it, they were dumb as shit, bruh. What? Like, bro, like, are you flipping kidding me? A dead mouse? Now, this says mice, right? So that's not as bad. Because if it was a rat, those evil those people that carried around the bubonic plague towards they spread that shit around the earth, bruh. Almost killed everyone. Rats that eat their own poop. Rats that eat themselves. Man, rats are just the worst. Mice, mice are just it's a little baby rat, kind of. But if it was a rat, I would have washed my hands clean of the ancient Egyptians, bruh. You guys still got me, because you guys, your hieroglyphy. What's that Egyptian writing? The ancient Egyptian writing on the walls, hieroglyphy, right? Something like that. Hiroshima, hieroglyphics, some shit. That's pretty cool. And your pyramids are cool, and your mummies are cool, and your history is cool. This, however, my guy, can't let that run. Dig this strange fact right here. Europeans were scared of eating tomatoes when they were first introduced. Before I read on, tomatoes are literally the worst fruit in the world. First of all, they should be vegetables. argue with yourself. Second of all, since they are fruit, they are literally the worst fruit ever. Tomato on pizza is good. Tomato in rice and stew is good. But a raw tomato on a burger is not good. Not. They are trash. They suck. They taste like shite. And they ruin everything. Let's continue reading. Wow, this is so long. Like, I don't care about this. Okay, let me just skim it. And this is basically a lot of writing, and I can't be asked to read it all. Okay, basically, these Europeans were convinced that the fruits were poisonous because people would die after eating them. Well, I think that's a pretty fine rationalization. If you died after eating something, I would assume that that thing you just ate was poisonous. But I digress. Let's keep going. In reality, the acidity from the tomatoes brought out the lead in their pewter plates, whatever that is, and they died of lead poisoning. I don't know what a pewter plate is. Is that in someone's stomach? I don't. Oh shit! I think. Is that an actual plate? Like they had a plate made of lead or pewter, whatever this is, like an actual physical plate, and they'd put the tomato on the plate and then they'd eat the tomato. If that was the case, then they would have died from literally eating anything, because you put anything on the plate and you die from lead poisoning. But then again, they said that tomatoes were acidic, and tomatoes are not acidic. I've had tomato juice squirted in my eyes by accident, and my vision is fine. Dig this unfortunate fact right here. Damn. The inventor of the microwave appliance received only $2 for his discovery. Oh, damn. $2. Yo, bro, you can't even buy like a microwavable burger and put it in his microwave with the money that he got for his microwave. Like microwavable burgers, like £2, $2.79, some shit. Those burgers that you just put in a microwave, and he can't even get one of those with the invention that he invented to be able to microwave the burger in the first place. How crazy is that? Let's read on. Percy Spencer, hold tight my guy, was working as a researcher for American appliance company when he noticed that a radar set using electromagnet waves melted the candy bar in his pocket. He had the idea to make a metal box using microwaves to heat food, but the company was the one to file the patent. Oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew this was about patents, because if you get a patent, your whatever happens, whatever comes of it, if you have the original patent for it, you're gonna make the bread. The company violated him though. It says that the patent was made in 1945 and he received a $2 bonus, but never made any royalties. Wow. Yo, bro, that is so arse, bro. Did you guys know that the original founder of Victoria's Secret, he wanted to make some really sexy shit for his wife, and so he did, and he made the company, but he didn't want to be known as that guy for some reason, right? Even though but anyway, so he sold the company for $5 million, and like a year later or something, it was really soon later, he ended up offing himself, right? Because the company made like $150 million in the first year. Sometimes, like people be coming up with all these amazing ideas, bruh, and they don't get no like accolades for it. You know how frustrating that must be. I can only imagine. Yo, I have a microwave. You have a microwave. Your neighbor has a microwave, bro. I hear my neighbor's microwave dinging sometimes. They have a microwave. Everyone in the world pretty much has a microwave. Everyone that has access to one has a microwave. And this guy, the guy responsible for it, he made $2. That's like £1.49 in the UK. That's not even enough to buy like a two bars of candy. Inflation's crazy. But like, yo, the company absolutely violated him. I would have given him a check, some sort of bonus, bruh. What is a $2 bonus? I'm getting pissed. I'm gonna move on. Dig this one. This is pretty interesting. The French have their own name for a French kiss. You'd assume that they did. Anyway, let's read it. Something extra interesting about this kissing fact. The word hasn't been around for long. In 2014, galoche, I hope I pronounced that right, but I probably butchered it. Galoche, I'll put the spelling on the screen right now, meaning to kiss with tongues, was added to the Petite Robert French Dictionary. I guess that's like the equivalent of the Merriam-Webster in the US and the UK, right? Something like that. The Petite Robert French Dictionary. It's a small guy named Robert, and I guess he made the dictionary. It's his dictionary. So Petite Robert, Lil Robert. If he was a rapper, his name would be Lil Rob. Okay. But anyway, galoche, meaning to kiss with tongues, is, I guess, the French's definition of the French kiss. Any French-speaking viewers of mine, subscribers, anyone watching this video, can you please confirm that in the comment section below if that's true? The French kiss, is that named galoche? And if not, then we riot. Dig this. Frankenstein's creature was a vegetarian. That's pretty interesting. Let's read on. Both Victor Frankenstein and Creature are fictional characters in many. Okay, cool. And the creature says that my food is not that of men. I do not destroy the lamb and the child to glut my appetite. Acorns and berries afford me sufficient nourishment. This is one of the most interesting facts you should definitely share with your vegetarian friends. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I can't lie. Funnily enough though, like, Frankenstein was written by someone. So I guess by this person's stance on, you know, being a vegetarian and being not a vegetarian, this person was also a vegetarian. It's just interesting how Frankenstein, well, him and his creature are also vegetarians. It's not really interesting, but I think what he said about it is pretty funny. My food is not that of man. I do not destroy the lamb and the kid to glut my appetite. Acorns and berries afford me sufficient nourishment. You know what animal would really like an acorn? I think he finally got the acorn after all these years. But my man from Ice Age, what is his name? It's not Sid. I can't remember his name, but he really wants acorns. I think he finally ate an acorn because, like, the Ice Age, their company, I think they went out of business or they got taken over. So they made an animation where he finally got the acorn. Pretty cool seeing that after all these years. Hold tight, my man. I don't know your name, but hold tight, you. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't like one of them rotten acorns, because that would have been frustrating. The first acorn you get in like 20 years is off. Have you ever like got like 2 oranges and took them back to your room and you peel them and then you eat the first orange and it's really good, and then you eat the next orange and it's really bad? Do you know how frustrating that is? I think the order is important. Let's say you ate the bad orange first. Damn, taste in my mouth is bad, fuck. But then you ate the good orange and that, like, it basically finished the story in a positive way, in a positive light, because the orange is good. But if the orange is bad, then that's tough. Dig this. Medical errors are a top cause of death. Damn. According to John Hopkins research team, 2,500 deaths in the USA are caused by medical errors each year. This makes medical error the 3rd leading cause of death. Well, if they're the 3rd, then how is that? So you basically, like, you tricked me into reading this fact, because you could have said that they were the 3rd cause, but you said that they were the top cause, and they're not. I think the top cause is actually accidents. People be getting into accidents, and you know. But this is the 3rd. We'll move on, because I'm about to dislike your shit, bruh. Don't be. Dig this. Sloths have more neck bones than giraffes. I mean, first of all, before reading this, look, I'm not going to read this, but I can predict the reason for it is because giraffes need to have less neck bones because they're so, high up. Let's say their food is on the ground. They need to be able to bend and eat the food. Okay, let's read it. Despite the difference in neck length, there are more bones in the neck of a sloth than a giraffe. There are 7 vertebrae in the neck of a giraffe and in most mammals, but there are 10 in sloths. Okay, so they didn't describe why. I guess I'm just ahead of the curve here. I literally described why the universe, God, whoever you think did that to giraffes, made them so long but their food on the ground. I think there's a reason that you also had to give them less bones in their necks, because otherwise they won't be able to do shite. I mean, they may be able to like eat from trees. I think they do eat trees. You know, hippopotamuses and giraffes are 2 of nature's biggest animals, but they don't eat meat. Like, they don't even, not only do they not eat meat, but they don't even eat like a lot of calories. There's literally no calories in plants and grass, literally nothing, literally. But their genetics means that they can eat literally nothing all day. In terms of calories, they can eat literally nothing, yet grow so large and so big. That is, nature is like pretty amazing. But with humans, it's like, yo, we're so calorie sensitive that if you don't eat nothing, you'll become really skinny and unhealthy. And if you eat too much, you'll become big and unhealthy. And there's like a sweet spot that's considered like healthy and whatnot. And there's like, it's crazy. Metabolism, that's exactly what it is. A giraffe and a hippo, I guess they have really, really slow like ultra slow metabolisms compared to us. So they don't need to eat much and then they still balloon up. Of course, it's like genetics as well, but that is crazy. Dig this absolutely amazing fact right here. Dig this. Bees can fly higher than Mount Everest. Yo, free the bees, man. Protect the bees. Wasps, you can go burn in hell, literally, all of you. I remember I got stung by a wasp when I was in reception, and I started to cry, like in front of everyone, in front of the host and shit. And I was like really, really upset. But the next day I was like, damn. And then in year 7, I got stung by a wasp on the way to school. I remember it was like summer had just hit, so we were allowed to wear like, because in the UK we wear uniforms, right, every day. Until we don't, like on mufti days. Those are basically days that we have, we pay £1, $1 to the school, and then we're allowed to wear our own clothes. Cool. Those mufti days are pretty funny, because if you didn't have £1, what would happen? Would they send you home? No, they'd have to allow you to school. So anyway, whatever, people would bring in their pounds at the gate and whatever. It was summer had just hit, so we still had to wear uniform, but we can take off our jumpers and just expose our white short sleeve like this. But they're shirts, not t-shirts. This is a t-shirt, but they're shirts like with the buttons and shit. But it was a short sleeve. I remember walking out of my house and I was just listening to my music in my headphones, and I was just chilling. All of a sudden, I felt some really sharp pain, literally right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. You can't see this, but just believe me. But I got stung by a fat wasp. Oh my gosh. In reception, I cried about it because it was pretty painful. But in year 7, of course, I'm much more mature. My pain tolerance is up. I was like, damn, that shit kind of hurted. Didn't cry, not one tear though. Real nigga shit. Anyway, bees can fly higher than 29,525 feet above sea level, according to National Geographic. That's higher than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Shout out to the bees, bro. I don't even think the bald eagle, the bird of America, I don't even think they can do that. Maybe they can. Maybe I'm just getting at bald eagles for no reason. Maybe bald eagles can just fly to space and shit, you know. But bees are crazy. Just make sure you don't get stung by a bee. If you reach the top of Mount Everest, just realize that bees can get up there, bro. A lot of animals can't, but bees can. So just be cool, be careful. Alright? Dig this. Avocados were named after reproductive organs. What? You'll never look at an avocado the same again. Indigenous people of Mexico and Central America used the word, I don't know, to mean both testicles and avocado. Oh my gosh. The fruits were originally marketed as alligator pears in the US until the current name stuck. Okay, so basically, I guess the ancient people, the indigenous people of Mexico and Central America, my Latin folk, you guys had the same name for balls, testicles, nuts, and you named them avocados as well. So an avocado meant testicles. So if actually I'm not gonna say that. So let's say you're playing a game of football, soccer, and you got hit in the balls. In Central America, the indigenous folk might just say you got hit in the avocados. That's pretty interesting. Maybe in this case, it's just the word, the meaning of the word. So it's not that. It doesn't mean much, but there are so many things in the world that resemble what animals have. I'll put it to you like this. I can't remember what fruit it was, but there's a fruit that looks exactly like a female reproductive organ. Or was that like a fish, a certain type of fish? There's a certain type of fish, like an oyster or some sort of mussel, that looks exactly like a vagina. It's crazy, like we all evolved. Everything we see, all the life we've seen for millions of years, we've evolved from this. So when we see some of ourselves in certain things, it's hilarious. Dig this. Human noses and ears get bigger as we age. Well, I think everything gets bigger as we age. I don't know anything that gets smaller as we age. I'm trying to think of it. So your brain will get bigger. Your eyes stay the same. I think like when you're a baby, you're born with the same size eyes that you'll have during your adult life. Your nose gets bigger. Of course, your ears, your hands, your feetsies, your bones grow stronger. And, well, yeah, so what? I mean, I guess you lose your hair, so that grows shorter. But everything grows bigger as we age. What kind of fact is this? That's pretty obvious. That's like saying water's wet and the sky's blue. Anyway, let's read it. It's pretty common to see the claim that our nose and ears are only parts of our body that keep growing as we age. But it's not exactly true. Our nose and ears stop growing along with the rest of our body, but thanks to the weight of gravity, both parts continue to lengthen over time, according to the Discovery Channel. I see. So I guess their point is during puberty we stop growing at a certain point, but some body parts continue to grow regardless. Okay, so I guess if you see someone with really big ears or really big nose, I don't know if my nose is considered big. My nose is considered pretty flat. Then you can come to the conclusion that they're probably old. And if they're not old, let's say they're in their mid-20s or their mid-30s, you can come to the conclusion that when they're 85, they will probably be able to inhale all the oxygen in the room, in an average size room by themselves, in one inhale like this. Because if your nose gets that big, then that's tough. Okay, so dig this. The US government saved every public tweet from 2006 through to 2017. What does this mean and what does it imply? Let's read. Starting in 2018, the Library of Congress decided to only keep tweets on a very selective basis, including elections and those dealing with something of national interest like public policy. Hold on. What does this mean though? My question is, saves every public tweet, as in our tweets or as in the government's tweets? Obviously it's not the government's tweets, so it has to be our tweets. But first of all, where would you even save that? Millions of tweets get tweeted every single day, and they said that they did this for what? Calculating it to 11 years. How is that possible? In what database was this done, and for what reason? Was this to like neutralize threats? Maybe it's some security bullshit. But bro, like what? When was this? 2018 when it was stopped. like these companies, they be selling your data, bruh. You know what's interesting about VPNs, right? That is exactly what they advertise to you. That's like the one selling factor, right? Not the one, but the main selling factor, right? And it gets me thinking, like, if I can't profit off my data, but someone else is profiting off my data, this random thing that I don't even know that I'm putting out there, what has that got to do with me? Let's say, what is that? Let's say for instance, this data, I could get it and sell it myself, but other people are stealing it from me. That's a totally different story. But the people taking the data are selling it, but I'm not doing anything with it myself anyway. So why am I trying to stop them from stealing the data in the first place, just so they don't make money? I guess it's like a consent thing. I guess it's like I don't know, I just found it weird. Like VPNs, like that's the number one kind of the number one selling point is don't let these big companies sell your data. I think VPNs, to be honest, I think VPNs have way more important uses than just like stopping some random person or some random company from selling my data to someone else. It doesn't really affect my life, really, my day-to-day life, not really. But I think VPNs are important, so if you don't have a VPN, get one, bruh. Dig this. No number before 1000 contains the letter A. But there are plenties of E's, I's, O's, U's, and Y's. Cap. I'm gonna figure out myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh my gosh. That's a fact that you didn't even know that you needed in your life, huh? I didn't know that shit. And it's true. I guess, you know, funnily enough, numbers and the way we pronounce them and the way we spell them, even the way they're written, like in terms of writing out 15, so F-I-F-T-E-N, E-E-N, and 15 as in 1-5, is a combination of two things. So 15, 14 is a combination of teen and 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, do you know what I mean? So if there's no A from 1 till around 11, 12, around 12, then there's going to be no A at all up until you start to get to 1000, like, because that's a new word, 1000, 1001. Well, in the and there's an A. So hey, dig this. Theodore Roosevelt had a pet hyena. Its name was Bill. Of course it was Bill. What the fuck? And it was a present from an Ethiopian emperor. What the fuck? Roosevelt was famous for his many pets, including a one-legged rooster, a badger, a pony, and a small bear. And he's not the only one that had an interest in unusual animals. Yeah. I was about to say that myself. I'm not clicking on this link though. Sorry, but Mike Tyson, he had like a pet tiger, right? Speaking of tiger, did you guys know that I learned this recently? I came across this and I was like, I was kind of shocked. The Tiger King, in the series, Caroline Baskin, whatever her name was, she was seen to be like the demon, like the main antagonist of the show. She was seen to be like some horrible person. But I guess I didn't research this, but I came across this in a video. And apparently that was all like a propaganda. Like, Carol Baskin was actually a pretty decent person who was not doing the same thing as Joe Exotic, even though he claimed that she was doing exactly the same thing. He also claimed that she killed her husband, which she didn't do. It's kind of crazy, like how you know, propaganda works against people, including myself. Like, if I didn't ever like do this research or come across this video, I would have always assumed that Caroline Baskin was just some evil witch who killed her husband, you know. But yeah, man, what is this fact about Roosevelt? You guys should just watch out about propaganda. I know most of us really don't have time to like research everything that we see, but propaganda's real, bruh. Like that shit is scary. People can really make someone bad look good and vice versa. Just gotta watch out, bruh. Dig this. There's only one US state capital without a McDonald's. Montpelier, Vermont actually doesn't have any golden arches. It also appears to have the smallest population in any state of just 7,500 residents. Hold on. Vermont, I could have sworn that in a prior facts video, the state of Vermont came up. I can't be asked to like research it and just should I? Nah, I can't be asked. I could have sworn a fact about Vermont came up, and it was about how small the state was, and how like maybe was this Vermont or was this Atlanta, some shit, some place elected like a 9-year-old boy to lead them. What? What was this? Oh damn! I wish I had it. I guess. First of all, you have no McDonald's. 7,500 people don't have one Mickey D's. That's pretty sad, bruh. Let's say they did have one Mickey D's, and let's say at some point in the night, let's say 11 p.m, everyone just felt the craving for a Mickey D's in this one store location. How would this store location handle all the orders? Let's say people came in, and let's say some people ordered through Uber Eats. How would that work? The answer: it wouldn't. Dig this. The Eiffel Tower can grow more than 6 inches during the summer. The high temperature can make the iron expand. Well, technically, when they say growing, what they really mean is growing outwards and not upwards, because it's not really possible to grow outwards. Let's say I have this light, right? If this was to expand, it's more than likely, let's say it was on a flat foundation, it's more than likely going to expand laterally, horizontally, than it is going to expand vertically. I mean, why the hell would it expand vertically? Yeah, it makes no sense. Dig this. This is pretty interesting. Humans have jumped further than horses in the Olympics. Let's read this. The Olympic world record for the longest human long jump is greater than the world record for the longest horse long jump. That's pretty cool. How did you get a horse to perform a long jump is my question. Yo, bro, this is all interesting. How did you get a horse to perform a long jump? And I guess my real question is, how do you know that the horse was performing to its greatest ability? How would you have known that? How would you come to that conclusion, bro? How? I know, like, I guess a human did it intentionally, and a horse might have done it, and you did it like, I guess, like maybe 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times, and this was the longest that you got from a horse. I've seen horses in Game of Thrones do a mad thing, and I'm pretty sure they jumped over like at least the length of a football field. I'm just saying, hey, I know a football field's 100 feet, 100 yards. I'm just saying, I've seen horses do it. We don't know the full potential of a horse. We don't. You guys can't even look at me and tell me I'm crazy right now, because I could be crazy, but you could be crazy too. We both crazy. Dig this. The Terminator script was sold for $1. James Cameron, the award-winning director of movies like Titanic and Avatar. What? Oh, okay, he is the award-winning. Okay, cool. In order to get his big break with Terminator, he sold the script for $1. Of course, the movie had some quite. Yeah, James Cameron, you pretty cool director. I don't know why you would do that. in order to get your big break, you sold the script for $1 and a promise that he'd direct it. Did you guys know that in Endgame, when the Hulk got possession of the Infinity Gauntlet and he was trying to snap, right? The reason he struggled to snap, the reason it was impossible for him to snap and he couldn't get the snap. He couldn't get the snap until he did. And the reason Tony could snap really easily, like he's not as strong as the Hulk, but he can snap really easily. You know, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, he was trying to bring back Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, with the snap. But the stone, the Soul Stone, was acquired using the sacrifice of Natasha. So the reason he struggled was because the stones were fighting against him snapping. Because think about it, it's pretty much the grandfather paradox. If Natasha is alive, then how would they have got the stone in the first place to snap? So what the Hulk was essentially trying to do was he was trying to go against the force of nature, literally the force of nature, the force of continuity itself, and he I guess he used his brute strength to overpower it because he actually clicked. Then again, the stones are made of gamma radiation, they emit gamma, and so does the Hulk, so maybe that connection made it a lot easier. But yeah, I just thought that was a great way to start this video. Dig this. Dead skin cells are the main ingredient in household dust. Funnily enough, the other day I was cleaning my room and it was hella dusty. And it got me thinking, because I knew this fact before. Everyone knows that, you know, we're made of dust, right? Well, not made of dust, but you know, what the fuck is dust, bro? Like, what? Dust, the concept of dust is kind of crazy. But anyway, everyone knows that we're made of dust, right? So it got me thinking when I was cleaning my room and I was getting mad. I was like, damn, my room's so dusty, everything's so dusty. Yo, like, a dusty room is a sign of life. Hold on. I'm not advocating for you to be a dirty person. Clean your room. But I'm just saying, when you start to get frustrated at the sheer amount of dust in your room, maybe all over your house, maybe your car, but especially your room, you will laugh. That's a factor. Hey, it's a fact, literally. Dig this one. The world's oldest wooden wheel has been around for more than 5,000 years. It was found in 2002, approximately 12 miles south of some place, the capital of Slovenia. I swear Slovenia was like where vampires are from and stuff. Slovenia, Pennsylvania, Transvenia, or someplace. It's not Slovenia, but it's trans something. Okay, cool. And now is housed in the city's museum. Radiocarbon dating was used to determine that the wheel's age was around 5,100 and 5,350 years old. Closer to home. Okay, cool. That's a fact. Listen, I was watching Game of Thrones. No, 10 years ago when everyone was watching Game of Thrones, I was not watching Game of Thrones. I don't remember what I was doing, but I think it involved playing basketball. I was a basketball guy 10 years ago, right? But I was watching Game of Thrones and I got to season 5. And no spoilers, so if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, then this would probably be a bit of a spoiler, but well, in episode 1 it happens anyway. So Bran, he's disabled, right? He can't use his feet. His feet are fucked, right? Cool. For the longest time, up until season 5, I think, Hodor and his friends, you know, his brother and the girl, you know, Mira, people would carry Bran around. They'd also use a wheelbarrow to barrow Bran around. And that makes sense, that's logical, right? But like in season 5 or 6, one of the seasons, all of a sudden Bran turns into Professor X and he begins wheeling around in a wheelchair. And it got me thinking, because I was like, you know, when you're really into a series, you know, and the series is set back in the day, you're like, okay, cool. I see all of this olden day stuff around, and that's cool. And I see dragons, and I see towers, and I see basically olden day stuff, and that's cool. But then when I saw the wheelchair, for some reason, it was like, it's as if like it took me out of the moment. It's as if like I saw something very, very 21st century. So it looked very out of place, and it got me thinking, like, did they have wheelchairs back in the day? Before I turned on this camera, I probably should have researched it. Like, you know, when was Game of Thrones supposed to be? You know, around what time in history was Game of Thrones, you know, started? And then what were wheelchairs saying? Basically, like, what was the deal? Like, what was up with wheelchairs? Because if it all adds up, then hey, it all adds up. But I'm just saying, when I was watching that episode, when it first got introduced, I was like, damn, like, where did he get this from? Dig this. I don't know if this is true, but dig this. The Philippines consists of 7,641 islands. The Philippines is an archipelago, which means that it's made up of a group of islands, 7,641 to be exact. The figure does not include the thousands of sandbars and other landforms that emerge during low tide. The Philippines, from what I remember about geography, is not that huge. Probably not bigger than China, right? So how does it have this many islands? I mean, a place like Africa, you know, because Africa's a whole continent. So being that big, you could expect, if you were to say, look, there's 7,000 islands, or there's 7,000 rivers, or there's 7,000 whatever, somewhere that big like Africa, you can be like, okay, cool, that would make sense. That's consistent. But the Philippines doesn't seem to add up. Speaking of which, speaking of, you know, size and stuff like that, you know, India and China, if you look at them on a map, they're part of the continent of Asia, right? And India and China are not like, they're not like a Russia. So if you look at Russia on a map, you see the sheer size of it. Or you look at somewhere like Africa, you see the sheer size of it. But you look at India and China, and you're not like, rah, this is pretty massive. But each of those countries that I just mentioned, India and China, have over 1 billion people in their countries respectively. I swear there's only like 7 or 8 billion people in the world, but over 1 billion of them are in India and 1 billion of them are in China. Do you know how crazy that is? Quite literally, everywhere you look, you're probably gonna run into someone. You know, being in such a confined area and there being so many people, that's insane. Dig this one. There's enough gold inside Earth to coat the planet. First of all, the Earth itself is massive, not compared to stuff like the sun and other extraterrestrial, you know, planets and stuff, but the Earth itself is massive, right? You're telling me there's enough gold. Speaking of gold, right? I was watching a movie quite recently, and in this movie there were a bunch of, you know, gold plates, not gold plates, but gold bars, I should say. You know, those cuboids of gold. They look like this, and they're pretty heavy, you know. I did my research after the movie because I was very curious, and it turns out that the average bar of gold is worth around 25 G's, 25k, $25, 25 G's, so $25,000 or 25,000 pounds, or whatever. Now, if I were to just look at a piece of gold, I'll just look at a piece of gold very objectively. I was just looking at it for what it was. I would have no idea that it's valuable at all. If I gave a piece of gold to like a baby or something, the baby would look at it and try to eat it probably, but the baby would not see value in the gold. And if I wasn't privy to how how valuable and expensive gold is, I wouldn't look at it objectively and be like, you know what, this is very valuable. But I guess its rarity, the gold being quite rare, makes it valuable. So let's say I had a bar of gold, a cuboid of gold, and I gave it to someone like a pawnbroker, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna give you £25,000 for this. First of all, let's say he gave me the money in my hand like this, and it was stacked up like this in 50s, and it was stacked up. All of this is just paper to me. The money, I know it's valuable, but it's just paper to me at the moment. But then let's say I use that £25,000 to buy my dream car. Let's say I bought a Mercedes or a Beamer, BMW. Now that, I can look at that and be like, yo, this is valuable, my guy. Like, I love this car. This is my dream car, and this is pretty cool. So my question in me saying this, I'm trying to say, like, how can something of so little value to me bring me something that has a lot of value to me? It just shows that value itself, the objectivity of value is very subjective. I don't value a bar of gold. It'll be sitting on my table doing absolutely nothing. I don't need it. I also don't value the money. Like, if I just had a bunch of money in my hand, I don't value that. But what money can buy me, what the gold can get me, is valuable to me. I can get something valuable to me. There's a shift of value. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope you guys get what I was trying to say with that. I find that pretty interesting. Dig this. Human beings can use only a small fraction of Earth's water. Duh. In school we were taught most specifically 71% of the Earth's planet surface is covered in water. While this is true, humans can only use 0.007% of that water. According to National Geographic, that's because there's only about 2.5% of Earth's water that is fresh water, and only 1% that is accessible. The rest is made up of glaciers and snowfields. Hear me out. If you're a scientist and you're watching this, hear me out. I've seen episodes of The Big Bang Theory where the crew basically went to the Arctic, and they did research in was it Antarctica or the Arctic? One of them, you know, the icy places up and down. They went to one of them, innit? Speaking of which, like, yo, did you guys realize that there are some places on this planet that we all share that we cannot go? How weird is that? Like Area 51. If you ever came across Area 51 and you tried to go into Area 51, you'd get shot up. Like the government or the people there would harm you for trying to go to see what was there. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, you the governments and the scientists, you have access to all of this ice. I'm just saying, the fact literally just said the rest makes up glaciers and snowfields, and only 1% is accessible. Well, then go access that shit, bruh. Go to the Arctic, go to Antarctica, get like a little microwave here, and put a bunch of ice in a microwave, turn it on for about 30 seconds to a minute. It'll melt into water. Ta-da, you're done. I'm just saying, I'm innovative, man. Listen, if a scientist is watching this, comment down below and tell me how good my idea was, okay? Oh my gosh. Dig this strange fact right here. It takes a drop of water 90 days to travel the entire Mississippi River. Spanning 2,340 miles, the Mississippi River is the third largest, largest watershed in the world. That's one long stretch of water. So long, in fact, that it takes one drop of water approximately 90 days to travel its entire length. Okay, one drop of water. I'm curious. Some of these facts, the way people word them, I feel like they word them in a way to make them seem more enticing. Because I say that to say, yo, there's no way to actually tell how, like, the journey of one drop of water. I guess what they did was discover the cadence of the Mississippi River, discovered the cadence of it, and then they knew the length of it, so they can also calculate the time in which it would take to travel the whole thing. But this was worded in a way, it takes one drop of water, like there's a camera the size of one drop of water, and they put it on a drop of water's head, and it was just on a drop of water's head, and it was just going round and going and going and going, and 90 days later, come on man, I get it though. Like, the reason I even read this fact is because it was worded in such a way, so good job. Dig this. Japan has one vending machine for every 40 people. Japan is thought to have one of the highest densities of vending machines in the world, and one for every 40 people in the country. While most sell various items like beverages, others feature ice cream, noodles, and disposable cameras. Again, okay, so Japan, I don't know how many people are in Japan, and I don't think it's as dense as China. One for every 40 people, so let's say there's, well, I was gonna say that's pretty much a big number, but I can't actually, one for every 40, yeah, I can't actually tell. So let's try to scale it. Let's you and me try to scale it. If it's 1 for every 40, well, then it's 10 for every 400, and it's 100 for every 4,000, and it's 1,000 for every 40,000. So every 40,000 people, there's 1,000 vending machines. There's 10,000 for every 400,000, and there's 100,000 for every 4 million. Did I get that right? And if I did, then that is a lot of vending machines. Let's just assume that there's 4 million people in Japan. 100,000 vending machines. That's a bit much, bruh. They're selling what, beverages, ice cream, noodles, and disposable cameras. The disposable cameras I get, you know. Japan is a tourist attraction and whatnot, and you want a disposable camera around every corner because you need to take pictures of the art and the beauty and the stuff, right? But damn, like 100,000 fucking vending machines. That's a lot of vending machines, bruh. That's a lot of power. Dig this one. Did you guys know that lemons float but limes sink? Strange. Because limes are denser than lemons, they drop to the bottom of the glass while lemons float at the top. Out of all these random fun facts, this one's been at the front of our faces, or rather in our glasses. What company is this? They're trying to make jokes. I'm the one making jokes here, so that wasn't very funny, but we move. Check out these. Okay, shut up. What did they say? They said lemons float, but limes sink. Hey, they say never judge a book by its cover. If I picked up a lemon and I picked up a lime, I'd be like, yo, these two are probably the same thing. You know, they're the same size. You know, they weigh kind of similar. You know, but one is seemingly more dense than another. Okay, let's think about it. Limes sink, so they're more dense, and lemons float. In you guys' opinions, what tastes worse, lemons or limes? In my opinion, it's a lime. And limes are the ones that sink, so does that mean, hey, we gotta ask the serious questions, does that mean bad taste is heavier than good taste? And if so, if bad taste is heavier and good taste is lighter, then why is junk food, which tastes good, so bad for you? Yo, let's chill and let's think about that just for a second. You done? I'm done, dude. That's kind of crazy. Maybe it doesn't work like that. Maybe that's not the logic. Hey, I'm just saying. I don't know though, that sounded pretty, I literally came to that conclusion right in front of you guys. Like I dissected that pretty well. Seemingly to me anyway. Oh shit. Dig this strange fact right here. McDonald's McDonald's made bubblegum flavored broccoli. This crazy McDonald's fact will have your taste buds crawling. Unsurprisingly, the attempt to get kids to eat healthier did not go. Hold on. So this is real. McDonald's did that to get kids to eat healthier. Oh, I don't know. I can't believe that's true. Apparently, kids were confused by the taste. No. I can't believe that's true. I don't think McDonald's would do that. No. Listen, the intention, I support the intention. You know, you need kids to eat well. Kids nowadays, or even back in the day, they've been eating like you know, like trash for years, and it adds up over the years, and then kids become, you know. But I'm saying, like, I'm thinking about it right now. If I took a broccoli and I put it in my mouth and I start chewing it and it tastes like bubblegum, listen, wherever I got the broccoli from, whoever gave me that broccoli, they're getting slapped. Someone is getting a stern addressing. What was that? Because you're like, ew, that's crazy. I'm spitting it out, I'm chewing it up, spitting it out, and just getting a cheeseburger, and I'm eating the whole cheeseburger just to wash that nasty taste out of my mouth. That's disgusting. But hey, McDonald's, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Because that's you're trying to get kids to eat better. Even though you guys don't even serve real food, but yeah, that's crazy. Dig this. The first oranges weren't orange. The original oranges from Southeast Asia were tangerine, pomelo hybrids, and they were actually green. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but you know, an orange is only an orange. First of all, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the orange color, like the name orange, the color orange, and the name for it? Or this color is orange, or the orange fruit? And if an orange wasn't, okay, look at it like this. If an orange came first, like the plant came first, but it was initially green, why would it have been named orange if it was green? It would have been named something else, because if the color orange already existed and you're naming an orange but it's green, then why would you name it orange? I believe that means that the fruit came first. So once the fruit turned into the color orange, they named it an orange. Orange juice is not better than apple juice, I can guarantee you that. And if you disagree with me, we can fight in the comment section, because apple juice is superior. When you're drinking vodka, when you're drinking alcohol, orange juice is the best mixer. I will not lie, orange juice, ice and alcohol, that doesn't even taste like alcohol, and you can get really drunk. Tip number one, if you want to get drunk, if you want to get lit like Roscoe, vodka, orange juice, ice, simple. Dig this, there's only one letter that does not appear in any US state name. Can you guys guess what letter it is? Wait, whoa. Okay, so I thought it was Z, but apparently it's not Z. You'll find Z in Arizona, J in New Jersey, and even 2 X's in New Mexico, but there is Q, Quebec, as in Canada. Okay, cool. Q is the letter. Lonely Q. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q. You see, Q, I think the reason is because Q is after, you know, when you recite the alphabet, you start off normal A B C D E F G H I J K, and then everyone does that really weird thing, elementa, right? And Q is the second letter after that, because P is after that, elementa, P, and then Q. So I guess Q can go sit in the corner. Dig this. A cow bison hybrid So a cow bison hybrid is called a beefalo. You can even buy its meat in at least 21 states. Hold on, what the fuck? Yeah, I thought this was a joke, man. Yo, the way they drew this, if I can find a picture that I'm looking at right now, I'll put it on the screen. But the way they edited this picture is funny, because I promise you, a cow bison hybrid does not look like this. It looks like a minotaur. You don't know, half human, half horses. It's that centaur, a minotaur. But yeah, it looks like one of those. Yes, that's ridiculous. Yes, I can definitely smell shite. Dig this. Scotland has 421 words for snow. Snow, guys, snow. 421. Some examples, oh my god. Some examples are Sneels, spelled S-N-E-E-L, S-N-E-E-S-L, and that means to start raining or snowing. Fleef, spelled F-E-E-F-L-E, to swell. What if the definition is to swell? How does that have anything to do with snow? Unless they're implying that snow swells. And the last word is yeah, this is not a real fact, it's not. But the last word is flink drinking. Flink drinking, and that means a light snow. Yo, all my Scottish people watching this, I love you guys, man. You guys make my life like so warm and cuddly. That's hilarious. Put a smile on my face, just warm up my soul. You Scottish buggers up there. Dig this one. Samsung tests its phone durability with a butt-shaped robot, like a butt-shaped robot. They stash their phones in their back pockets all the time. People stash their phones in their back pockets all the time. That's true. Which is why Samsung created a robot shaped like a butt to sit on phones to make sure that they can take the pressure. Believe it or not, the robot even wears jeans. Yo, like these engineers that come up with all of these innovative stuff and stuff like this, they're really smart, right? But they also have senses of humor. Like, they're also very funny people, and that's it must be like really amazing to work at like Tesla or Samsung. Apple, I'm not even certain, but yeah, I think Apple's. I've seen a video of Apple's headquarters, Apple HQ. If you haven't seen that video on YouTube right now, you should watch it after this video. You might be asleep right now, but who knows? But that video is pretty insane. I think it costs like $3 or $4 billion to make. That's crazy. I said trillion. That's ridiculous. But working for these companies must be pretty funny. Dig this one. The Windy City nickname has nothing to do with Chicago's weather. That's interesting, because back in the day when I used to watch basketball, my favorite two players was Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe, and Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose made me fall in love with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls was basically my basketball team, because I live in the UK, so I had to pick a team, right? And Derrick Rose made me support the Bulls, and they called him the Windy City Assassin. And so I came to realize that Windy City was the nickname for Chicago. So let me just read this. If you live in Chicago, you might already know this random fact. But we're betting most other people don't. Chicago's nickname was coined in the 19th century. Okay, was coined by 19th century journalists who were referring to the fact that its residents were windbags and full of hot air. Yo, if you're from Chicago, hey, it wasn't me, I'm just reading, don't shoot the messenger. But that's tough. That's tough. Journalists would call you guys windbags and full of hot air, and they copped you guys the nickname the Windy City. Like, they called your whole city windy. That's pretty immature. Dig this. Peanuts aren't technically nuts, they're legumes. According to Merriam-Webster, a nut is only a nut if it's hard-shelled, dry fruit or seed with a separable rind or shell and interior. This means that walnuts, almond, cashews and pistachios aren't nuts either, they're seeds. You gotta find something better to do, man. Peanuts are nuts. Walnuts are nuts. Almonds are nuts. Cashews are nuts. Pistachios, they're nuts. In this fact right here, they call them seeds. Apparently they're seeds. They're nuts. You're nuts for writing this. That's crazy. Dig this. Armadillo shells are bulletproof. Oh shit, this. Oh wow, an armadillo, okay. In fact, one Texas man was hospitalized when a bullet was shot at an armadillo, ricocheted off the animal and hit him in his jaw. Fucking hell. Your shell is bulletproof. Why would an armadillo? Well, okay. So like hedgehogs, when they're getting attacked, they curl up into the ball and it's spiky. So it doesn't really need to be hard per se, but the spikiness kind of wards off predators because they don't want to injure themselves. And that's smart. And turtles, when they're being attacked, they can just curl up into their shells too. Armadillos, they are bulletproof. That's crazy. Crazy. Dig this strange fact. Firefighters use wetting agents to make water wetter. The chemicals reduce the surface tension of plain water, so it's easier to spread and better soaks into objects, which is why it's known as wet water. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow. So they put chemicals in the water and it reduces the surface tension of plain water, so it's easier to spread. Surface tension in water. There's a little experiment that they teach the kids of how surface tension works. So you get just normal water, and then you put like pepper, black pepper, the grinding thing. You grind that onto the water, onto the surface, and you just look at it, and it looks pretty normal. But then you get you get your finger, and you dip your finger in like soap, dish soap, and then when you put your finger into the water, the surface tension breaks, so the black peppers, they scatter around, they kind of disperse like this to the corners, trying to avoid the soap. But then once you've done that, because the soap breaks the surface tension, there's no more surface tension, so even if you do it again, it's no longer going to work. When you brush your teeth and your hand gets wet, or let's say you're washing your face and your hand gets wet, the water runs down without falling off. It doesn't just drip off, it runs down your entire hand, and then it falls off when it comes to a natural stopping point. That's basically what surface tension is, and I guess firefighters have found a way to combat that. Technically, it doesn't make water wetter, it just makes water more fluidy. Well, technically, wet. The concept of wet is to wet something and douse something in water or liquid. So I guess it is wetter water. Dig this. Some octopus species lay 56,000 eggs at a time. On average, a giant Pacific octopus will lay 56,000 eggs at the end of pregnancy. Oh wait. Oh my god, over the course of 1 month. I thought that meant in its lifetime. Yeah, but it does say 56,000 at a time. Lay them, so I'm pretty certain that you don't lay every single egg that you produce, you only lay the ones that are fertilized. So that octopus is probably producing, I don't want to say a million, but let's just say like 300,000 eggs. Hold on. So when the male octopus impregnates or fertilizes the eggs, the males must shoot at least 56,000 sperm cells at the eggs for them to be fertilized. And okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say in humans, like we only have one. Well, women only have one eggs. In humans, females only have one egg, right? So it doesn't matter how many sperm get to the egg. The only one egg that gets inside will fertilize it, and then it's a wrap. But I guess if you have multiple eggs and multiple sperm, then yeah, it makes sense. I was bugging for a second. I didn't realize what I was saying, but I get it. Dig this. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws. Like most four-legged mammals, cats have 5 toes on their front, but the back paw only have 4 toes. Oh, that's cute. Anyway, you know, if you didn't know this already, cats are scared of pickles. They're scared of cucumbers and pickles and gherkins and zucchinis. Anything that looks like a long green object, basically. And I guess they think that these objects are snakes. So when you put like a cucumber behind a cat and you let it just chill, like let's say the cat's eating and you let the cucumber just chill on the floor, when the cat eventually turns around, it's gonna get really spooked and it jumps up in the air and it does this really cool shit. Pickle Rick was a good episode, man. Dig this. Kleenex tissues were originally intended for gas masks. Okay, so this is about World War One. Yeah, we're just gonna move on from that. It's a bit strange. Gas masks, that's crazy. Dig this. Blue whales can eat. Blue whales can eat 500,000 calories in one mouthful. Half a million calories. What? It says, just try to wrap your brain around the second part of this animal fact. Those 457,000 calories are more than 240 times the energy used the whale uses to scoop the food into its mouth. Hold on. The whale uses a bunch of energy to eat the food, to scoop it into its mouth, and the food in its mouth is 240 times more. Oh. Yo, whales are massive. I mean, the earth is pretty big to house all of those whales. What the average human, like the average guy, 2,000 calories, 2,000 compared to what, half a million calories in one mouthful. I don't know how often whales eat. Maybe they're like, you know, snakes, they eat like, you know, once every couple months. And bears, they eat and they hibernate. But whales, I don't know if they eat and they chew their food and then they swallow it and then they do it again. And calories, whales are eating a lot of food. That's why they're so big, guys. Dig this. That tiny pocket in your jeans was designed to store pocket watches. The original jeans had only 4 pockets. That tiny pocket plus 2 more on the front and just 1 at the back. Okay, so I guess jeans are supposed to have 2 at the back. My jeans only have 1 at the back for my wallet and stuff. So that's 4. That's 3 plus the 1 in the inside. Anyway, the tiny pocket in your jeans was designed to store pocket watches. Oh, it's a pocket watch. Oh my god, that makes sense. A pocket watch. Where would you store your pocket watch? In a pocket. And they make a tiny pocket just for the watch. That's pretty cool. I like that fact. Take this. I think I've said this before. Yeah, I have. But turkeys can blush. Now, I remember saying in a previous facts video that that's pretty funny, because a scientist or you know, a person chilling with turkeys must have tried to make the turkey blush. So the person must have been flirting with the turkey. They must have been saying kind of sweet little things to the turkey, and they realized that the turkey was acting out of character, acting a bit nervous. So they came to the conclusion that the turkey was blushing. That's hilarious. I like that fact though. Dig this. The man with the world's deepest voice can make sounds humans can't hear. Wow. The man's name is Tim Storms. And he can't... What? Okay, let me read it for what it says. The man, Tim Storms, can't even hear the note, which is the eighth, which is 8 octaves below the lowest. Okay, I get it. So basically this guy, his name is Tim Storms, and he can communicate with elephants, but he can't even hear himself when he's saying stuff. What? So the guy can't hear himself when he's talking at his, I don't know if it's his resting voice or he lowers his voice, but he can't hear himself because he's a human, but elephants can hear him. And I don't know how you would know that an elephant can hear you, because if I said wagwan, if I said hello to an elephant, the elephant wouldn't respond to me by saying wagwan. So how would I know the elephant heard me and is acknowledging what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, cool. Tim Storms, you're pretty different. Dig this. Cows do not have upper front teeth. Cap. I've seen a cow's front teeth. I remember, like when I was a kid, a cow smiled at me, and I smiled back, and it had at least one tooth. Yo, the cow had at least one front tooth, so don't show cows a bit of respect. You know, one tooth is upper front teeth. When a baby gets his first tooth, you're not gonna tell the baby, hey, you have no teeth, you're toothless. That's pretty rude and disrespectful, and not acknowledging like what you're seeing. So respect cows. Respect cows. Yo, this website, I'm gonna report you. Respect cows or get punished. Dig this. Humans typically fart around 14 times per day. You know, facts like this, they never seem to like amaze me, because for you to know this fact, right, for this to be an actual fact, you've got to have been measuring someone's fart in a controlled environment, making sure that they don't know they're being observed. So as a scientist, your job is to learn things and discover things about the world and be a scientist, right? And you're out here following people around, probably with one of those infrared cameras, so you can see like every time gas escapes of their arsehole, you know. And then you're putting that information out there to the world, like, yo, this is my Nobel Peace Prize offering. I've concluded that the average human being farts 14 times per day. Listen, bro, just do more with taxpayers' dollars. I know, I get it. Sometimes it's really boring. I watch The Big Bang Theory and I get it. Sometimes your job can be boring. But my guy, yo, you can't be wasting money on shit like that. Dig this. In Quitman, Georgia, it is illegal for chickens to cross the road. If you own chickens or other similar animals, you can receive a high fine if they are on public roads. Yo, I swear to God, people are so funny, man. Like, yo, crazy animals, right? Not them, chickens. Like someone came to Congress, I guess. Someone came to the decision making the board, and they were like, yo, I want to make a new law to say that chickens can't cross roads. I mean, clearly this is associated with the why did the chicken cross the road joke. I can only assume that, right? So this guy or woman, whoever made this law, right, they saw that joke, and I don't know what their affiliations to the joke is. I don't know why they're offended. I don't know what about the joke made them pissed. But they said, yo, in this fucking state, chickens will not cross the road. They will not. They will not. And so they made it illegal. But not only for chickens, other similar animals. Probably turkeys. Dig this. It's forbidden to build sand castles on beaches in Spain. In Majorca, I hope I pronounced that right, you can be fined €100, while Galicia gives out fines up to €1,500 for building them. I'll tell you what, if you ever caught me with a sandcastle and I saw you approaching me with a ticket in your hand or a camera in your hand, do you know what I'm doing? I'm kicking that shit over really quickly. It's as if I was never there, literally, and I'm running. €1,500 for a sandcastle. This can't be real. And if it's real, hey, you people in Galicia, the cops at the beach, you need to find some better jobs, because that's outrageous. Dig this one. The image of Winnie the Pooh is banned in Polish playgrounds and in schools because he does not wear pants. That's pretty outrageous if you ask me. I mean, I'm so certain I'm so certain that, you know, all of these kids, they have pets at home. And unless teachers and the people who made these laws are basically implying that these kids have pets that wear pants, you know, that wear shorts and shit, and they wear jeans and they wear denim, you know, then I don't understand the logic behind that. I mean, shit, it wasn't recently we all had no pants on. I think what Adam and Eve, they had no pants on, and then the snake came up to them and they ate the apple, and then they put on some leaves, and then they made pants later. But before that, what was that? That was like the other day, fam. Before that, we had no pants on and we were fine. Banning Winnie the Pooh, what the fuck? You should be banning a lot more shit than Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was a legend, fam. Dig this. Sucking a king's nipples was a gesture of submission in ancient Ireland. This is what I'm saying, like, back in the day, man were just different, innit? Like, okay. A gesture of submission. Let's just assume, yeah, that this was continued. Let's just operate under the premise that this was continued into today's age. You mean to tell me that on national TV, you'd see people just going up to Queen Lizzie and just giving her the good old baby treatment? That's crazy. The king's a freak, fam. Whoever the king of ancient Ireland was, you are a freak as always, bro. Dig this. In Dorset, Minnesota, a 4-year-old boy was elected as mayor. You know what they say? They say that the person in charge is only as smart as his or her constituents. So I'm guessing, if you're from Dorset, Minnesota, don't come for me, right? Don't attack me right now, because I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to make an observation, right? But I'm guessing the combined IQ from the people in Dorset, Minnesota must be around 8.5. Dig this. A swarm of 20,000 bees once followed a car for 2 days because their queen was stuck inside. Damn. You know, I could have sworn there was something like this on the news the other day. There was like a group of people, and they were following a car. I think it was like a black Escalade, and they were following this car. I don't think it was for 2 days though. I think it was like for a couple hours though, and they were following this car everywhere, and no one knew why. But then obviously the car must have pulled into a hotel, and who popped out? Beyonce. Dig this. In 2015, Rajveer Meena recited pi to 70,000 decimal places from memory. He did it with a blindfold on, and getting through all 70,000 decimals took almost 10 hours. Bro, I promise you. Listen, you do you. That's your prerogative, innit? But I promise you, my guy, there are better things to do in life than what you just did. I think it's a Guinness World Record, right? I don't think Guinness, the Guinness Book of Records, paid him any money for that. He literally just did that under his own volition and free will. No pay, no wages, no salary. But I'm thinking about it, right? That probably took him years to learn. Yo, my guy, like, listen, do what you want in it. But bro, what? Are you kidding me? Man are playing video games, man are linking with their friends, man are chatting to gal, chatting to boys if that's your thing. Yo, out here reciting pi to 70,000 decimal places. 10 hours, that's more than a day at that school. Back in the day, like what school was like 6-7 hours. 10 hours, fam. That's more than a 9 to 5. Dig this. At 130 decibels, a human baby's cry is louder than a car horn, and in some cases could have led to hearing loss in some adults. You know, babies, they have this thing called, or these things called social releases, and if you guys don't know what they are, they're basically like, so the reason babies look so cute, you know, their really big eyes and their big cheeks and their, you know, their adorable nature, literally, it's in their nature to be adorable, right? They do that so human beings and maybe other animals feel the need to nurture and look after them. Like, it's a really cool evolutionary advantage that, you know, human, even monkeys, even pretty much all animals, they have social releases. Anyway, back to my point. I guess one of the social releases of a baby is to have a very loud cry and a high-pitched cry. I remember watching the Big Bang Theory, and Leonard and Sheldon broke into Penny's apartment at night, and Sheldon made a point to Leonard that he might want to raise the frequency at which he was speaking in order not to wake Penny, because, what was it, raise it or lower it, because women their ears are sensitive to a certain frequency, so they can hear their babies crying if they're asleep, let's say. So yeah, man, that's 2 facts in one. I don't know if the second one was a fact, but I trust Sheldon to not steer me wrong. Dig this. Pablo Escobar had so much cash that it is estimated that rats ate an estimated $2.1 billion of his money each year. I can't even lie, I swear to God, rats must be one of the worst, they're top three worst animals on this earth, I swear to God. You know, back in the day, rats are the ones that carried the bubonic plague around Europe. They caused the Black Death single-handedly, like they took that shit around the world. Definitely Europe, maybe even around the world. And you're telling me like rats, they ate $2.1 billion a year. They don't even pay taxes, they don't do nothing, they just carry around plagues and disease and dirt, and they eat money. Fuck. Another rat fact for you guys is that rats, like their front teeth, I might have said this before, but their front teeth, like, they grow at like a rate of, I think, shit 6 inches a year, which means that if they don't chew on random things to whittle their teeth down, then not only are they in pain, but they're actually, I don't think it's possible for them not to. So they have this urge to just chew on shit like wires and bricks and cement and whatnot. And that's why rubber, plastic, and that's why they do it. So technically, they're just being themselves. But yeah, they're just a nuisance regardless, to be honest. Dig this. There's an American town with a population of 1. She's in her 80s and she's employed as the village's mayor, librarian, and bartender. Well, shit, listen, she better be everything else. She better be the village's police officer, the village's firefighter, damn the village's local. Yo, she's literally all the village has. Like, what the population's 1. How's that even possible? And second of all, this fact says that she's employed. I don't know, maybe she's self-employed. I was about to say, who the hell is employing her if she's on her Jack Joneses, but maybe she's self-employed. She's a self-employed mayor. She's a self-employed librarian and a self-employed bartender. Self-employed police officer, self-employed member of Congress. Wow. If you ever came to her city, she's like self-employed border control. Dig this. In older versions of Little Red Riding Hood, the girl and the wolf ate the grandma together. Dig this. Extras playing Hogwarts students on the Harry Potter film sets were encouraged to do their real homework during filming, so they seemed more studious. Listen, if I was ever invited to be an extra, okay, look, an extra is not that deep, right? An extra can be replaced, they're very expendable, cool. But if I'm ever, invited to Warner Bros. Studios or wherever they were filmed, right? And I had a day off school, I had to shoot like this many scenes, and I had a day off school, let's say 2 days off school. And I was like, damn, like, I can really relax, I can chill, I could just enjoy this incredible, magical, experience right here. And then you mean to tell me that the producer is gonna look at me in my face and tell me, yo, like, I hope you brought some homework, some real homework from school, because that's what you're gonna be doing. I'ma tell him, yo, Dylan, you better get out of my face, bruh. I'm literally here reading absolutely nothing. I'm just listening to these really emotional scenes in the library and shit. I'm pretty sure they're talking about library scenes, because where else would people be studying? Maybe the common room. But listen, I'll be like, Dylan, you better get out of my face, so that I'm trying to enjoy myself right now.